Good Tuesday to you. It is World Series Tuesday. Yes, we got a World Series. It begins in Texas, even though it has Tampa and Los Angeles. And it's hard to believe, poor Tampa. They played in the Stanley Cup, didn't play one game in the sunshine. And then here we are with baseball, and they're in the World Series, not one game in Tampa.
That's a tough break.
Boy, that is so
And they host
so
the
tough.
Super Bowl, and it may be very muted come
Yeah, well, the governor
first
said
weekend in February.
Governor said that could all come, but the way the numbers are going today, we'll get into that in just a little bit. But I am excited about the World Series.
Can we say the Rangers made it to the World Series in the first year of their stadium?
Well, we can say that the World Series made it to that stadium. I don't think we could say the Rangers did. So tonight, Glasnow and Kershaw. So here we go. If Kershaw wins, say, 2 games in this World Series, and the Dodgers win,
The image is buried.
we just say,
Yeah.
Clayton Kershaw's a Hall of Famer. We don't say anything at all about all those other years.
Dave, it took a while for Peyton to get the albatross off.
True.
Took a while for John Elway.
It took a long time for John Elway. I'm all for Clayton Kershaw. He's a unbelievable regular season pitcher. So
He's a Hall of Famer.
I'm kind of pulling for the Rays in this because of TJ and
I'm
just
for
the
the
Rays story.
But I care, but I don't have a rooting interest. I'm going to watch every pitch that I can, for sure, Tuesday and Wednesday night. I don't know about into Saturday and the weekend. Might be busy at those times. I don't know. I don't think so. But, yeah, it's the World Series. That still does it for me.
Me too. I can't wait. And it begins tonight. I got to tell you, I had a little tinge of disappointment. For whatever reason, DeMonte Coxey has decided to opt out, and it could be from a loss in his family because, there apparently was a funeral that I believe he was leaving to attend. It could be that, he had a wake-up call with all these cancellations and the numbers the way they're going, and he didn't want to take any chances. And so he's opted out. But in his statement of thanks to the U of M, and the one part I loved that he said he was still going to get his degree, and I think that's great for his future, whether it's with football or not with football. I'm glad of that. But he thanked position coaches and strength coaches, and trainers. He did not have that in the tweet. He did not need to do that. I like DeMonte Coxey. But no mention of Ryan Silverfield. That sort of
That's smarts.
That was a little disturbing.
Time will fix that. If there's anything that big a deal there, time will fix it. I say it about all these guys, Dave, and master the obvious comment here. We collectively, we do not own them. And we do not owe them anything, and they do not owe you anything. They can come and play, and they can leave at will. DeMonte Coxey was part of a team that went to a Cotton Bowl. Thank you.
It won a conference championship, and he was a critical part of that. And this statement was
they and we owe them more than they owe us because they put it on the line.
Oh, they did. And if he makes the NFL, I'll be pulling for him, like I do for every other Tiger, for Pollard or for Henderson,
you will for Gainwell.
Or for Gibson. I'll be pulling for Kenny Gainwell unless they're playing the Bears, and I'll always pull for Miller because he plays with the Bears. But
luckiest 5-1 team ever. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I won't dispute that, but they are. This is the thing that really bugs me. Well, I am. I'm pointing to the sky. You can see me because you're right next door. And thank you for lunch. It's a nice place.
You know that was a bet settled, don't you?
Oh, is that what it was?
Oh, yeah.
For I wondered what you were so generous for.
Bears 4.5. Season win total. They're already at 5. Time to pay up.
Wow. What did you have Detroit as the season total?
Maybe,
no
way.
We can go.
That's just my team, Dave.
And they've won 2 already now. Come on. So here's where I was sort of going with this. Ryan Silverfield said on the television show on Sunday, and I really hadn't thought about it, but it's true. Now, especially since Coxey is gone, you realize that every major contributor at the skill position from last year's Cotton Bowl team, last year's 12-win conference champion.
Except for
the
one.
The only guy left is Brady White.
And he's the straw that stirs the drink. Now, he has to have something to go into the mixer. And that's going to be the question the rest of the way for the Tigers. Do they have enough? Because look at this firepower having to be replaced. Never mind Joey Magnifico. A great player.
No, but you know what?
But you think you got something there in Dykes?
Well, I think he's sort of been replaced. If you look at the numbers, I want to say that at this moment, Dykes is the second most productive tight end in college football. So as great as Joey was, and I'll never forget this, I was sitting and I can't remember if it was Norvell or Kevin Johns. I think it was Kevin Johns. And we were sitting there. We everybody was – Joey Magnifico was, as I used to like to say, magnificent as a catching tight end. And this was like after the first or second game of the year last year, and they basically said it was Kevin. He goes, no, the best receiving tight end that we have is Sean Dykes. I said, what? Really? Better than Joey Magnifico? He goes, oh, yeah. No, Joey's really good, and Joey's a better blocker.
And we're going to get the pronunciation text from somebody out there. We know. We're accentuating. We know it's Magnifico. But we're accentuating it because it's such a great name. We know that.
It is. Anyway, Sean Dykes, I think has next man up. He has slid over, and he's the guy. But they were going to be a two-headed monster last year anyway until he just had so much knee pain he had to take the year off. And this Cameron Wilson now is stepping up, and he's doing a pretty good job. Though, I didn't think that there was a guy that could come on and be as productive as Coxie, but when you look out there now and you see what Calvin Austin did, now, look, that's one game against a shaky defense, but when you look at Austin and Washington and now Ivory, and you got Sean Dykes – and there's a couple of other guys that may end up coming in and playing a bunch. I think they're – and Colin Watkins can catch the ball too, by the way, out of the backfield.
I think you got something working. I
think there's something there.
Yeah.
The one area that I don't think we have totally had a guy slide over.
3rd and 3 tailback.
Is or that guy that can hit the home run. We don't have – a Gainwell who can go 90 yards, or Gibson who could go 90 yards. Right, they don't.
Special players.
But
the Tigers have had a bunch of them.
I think Clark is durable, especially early in games. And I'm going to ask Gabe Kuhn again when he's on with us in a little bit at 3:30 what his perception of Clark is. Because he did it again. Now, this is 3 games in a row where he is dynamite early in a game and then sort of disappears later in the game.
Well, the game got away from him, too, for his assets because it became
Well, you were playing catch-up, right. You were down 35-14.
It really wasn't conducive to ground and pound.
No, that is a fair assessment there. But I will tell you, I have this in another pile here, what – he at one time.
Come on, Dave, you're off camera all of a sudden. We're left with nothing. We need our Wolo on there.
Well, I'm just.
He's back. Hey.
You are really good at watching these things while we're doing it. I am very bad at that. I got to get better.
I always was told just watch the camera.
So.
And the camera will find you.
Clark,
find my big ball dome too. Wow.
Clark had.
Why don't y'all tell me the glare off of it is as bad as it is?
Well, I don't want to hurt your feelings,
okay,
can I also tell you this? This is not new. This has been going on for about the last 3. I go back a long ways with you when you really had hair,
flowing locks.
This phenomenon with this bright glare off your forehead.
Goodness gracious!
I thought you waxed it. I didn't know.
Go to the Clark reference.
It's been that way for a couple of years.
Really?
Anyway, yes.
Why didn't you tell me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's called the life cycle.
Birthdays.
It's
Candles.
Life cycle.
I need a fire extinguisher by that dang cake now.
So Clark ends up with 21 carries, 112 yards.
It's a good game.
I'm going to say to you, though, that at one time he had 16 carries and he was like 115 yards.
That's the part where it got away from him.
Yeah. Well. He just sort of kind of goes a little bit backwards.
How are his
at the end of
hands?
games. I think they're okay.
How much are they using?
We did have that in the very first series, Memphis went down, marched down, and he had that ball stripped from him at the 7-yard line. I don't know if that was just total ball protection or hands, but I don't remember him fumbling any other balls. And they're going to give him the ball when they're trying to kill clock at the end. So I'm assuming
run the game out.
I'm assuming those hands are pretty good. But
do we have a 4-minute offense anymore?
No. Somebody, and it was a good text the other day on the First Bank text line 67129. They wrote, UCS offense is a 2-minute drill the whole game.
It is.
And that's what it is.
The whole sport may be now.
Yeah. Well, defense seems to be a lost art.
Unless you're Barry Odom.
Yeah. But anyway, just to put a wrap on this, I think when we talk about that stat that is true, or that revelation from Ryan Silverfield, that the only guy that was a major contributor from last year's dynamic offense is Brady White and all these other guys. And I think we have filled most of those spots, with the one exception being, I'm not sure, we've got the great running back who's a home run hitter.
And Dave,
this kid could be durable enough, though, to help us for what Memphis's game plan is.
And that's the beauty and the sadness of college sports. We have them for a brief shining moment. Now you may have them just a year, maybe just 2 years. But max, it's probably going to be 4 years, for as associated with Duke basketball as Shane Battier is and properly should be. And he was there 4 years.
Yeah, he was.
He's with the Grizzlies 8.
Right. Who was the first guy that bucked that trend?
Corey Maggette.
Corey Maggette.
At Duke. Corey Maggette.
At Duke. And when that happened,
at Ole Miss, we think we own
Coach
Eli
K.
Manning.
Oh, yeah.
He was in New York 16 years. 4 times longer than he played at Ole Miss.
Where does he live now, though?
In New Jersey and in Oxford.
I thought he lives in Oxford more than he does in New Jersey.
I think they're New York City girls.
Where do they go to school?
There.
Okay. Well, then they're there.
Yeah, they're there.
Did you see, by the way, the Ted Evanoff story? And I love reading Ted Evanoff. We've had him on here.
And a great guest.
Yeah, he's a great guest. Did you see the land, the real estate, that residential, not commercial, the residential real estate that Robert Pera has purchased? $70 million worth of apartments or houses in New York. He's got a couple in Seattle. He's living in a penthouse part of the Four Seasons.
He's real McCoy billionaire now.
Oh.
At one time we questioned.
Oh, no, yeah. Well, at one point, remember that somebody said the whole thing was a fraud. No. Yeah, and it turned out that was a bunch of baloney.
Ubiquity stock down $2 and a penny today to $198.17.
Well, when Ted wrote that story, it was at $199 something, and his worth with his stock is $11.2 billion. That is what Robert Pera is. When he first
cash out and do
bought
anything
the Grizzlies, I think he was worth $1.5 billion.
I had an NBA person tell me they think he will be rock star owner over the next 10 years.
What's he going to do to become a rock star owner?
Whatever he has to do to build a champion.
Okay.
Someone that with
so he's gonna start paying the tax, and he's not going to care about the salary.
Someone with deep NBA ties said, "You got something in Memphis and Robert Pera." Because he knew I had been very dubious of Robert Pera.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that I can tell you clearly that I'm dubious of is, does he really care? Because he's not come to games here in the last couple of years.
Just love us a little bit. We'll love you back.
Well, that's true. And the only other thing else that you would say, really, because I've not seen a guy say that we're going to go into the luxury tax and be a big spender in that regard.
Well, I think the virus may have changed everybody on that.
Well, that could be. But
because the losses are
the virus just
sports.
Came last March. This guy has never gone into the luxury tax,
well,
I remember
he may have been preparing to do it with this cast of young players,
maybe,
and this front office and new coach that I think he really has an affinity for.
Well, he certainly has the cash now. Just in Ubiquity stock alone, who, not counting any of the other holdings.
If he writes you a check,
he's
it's
worth
good.
$11.2 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
It's
he
good.
just spent, by the way, $70 million on these really, really outstanding places. Florida, New York. He's living in Florida in this little island off Miami Beach where Diddy, the rapper, has a place.
No, Dave, don't.
And
don't
all
drag
these
me
other
out.
no, this is really exclusive. I think the house there, I want to say that house was like 20 or 20 to 40 mil.
If you could have any house anywhere in Florida, where would it be?
Ooh.
Would it be Gulf Coast Naples or East Coast Palm Beach?
You know, I the only place that I have not been, and I got a really good friend that lives there, is Naples. So I'd like to see that.
Very nice.
I really like the 30A strip, especially that's like toward Blue Mountain. That would be a good place if money was no
Give me
object.
Ocean Drive in Palm Beach.
No, that wouldn't be bad either. There's a lot of good places.
In New York, you win the Mega Powerball and you can buy any place in Manhattan. Where would you want to be?
I probably would want to be in an apartment bigger than the one that John Lennon had.
I want to be at the Dakota.
I want to
be at the Dakota.
Central Park.
You know who John and Yoko's neighbor was?
Who?
Joe Namath.
Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, that's a pretty good little place to live. I think I could live there.
But I think their board just almost will accept no new people. It's very exclusive.
Oh yeah. Well, how many residents?
I don't know. They don't let out a lot of news.
If you're Robert Perry, you just buy out the whole place. You buy them all out.
What are you going to do with Yoko?
I'd let her stay.
I would too. I think she's 86 now. Can you believe that?
Wow. Well, she was older than John.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
She's actually 87.
87?
Wow.
You know,
Boy, it makes me feel really old.
Well,
Everything makes me feel really old.
Look
especially
at the
since
glare
lighting.
off your.
One thing that makes me feel
Forehead.
young, though, is my FanDuel Sportsbook app.
There
Tennessee
you go.
sports betting.
Good job.
It's almost here. And FanDuel Sportsbook giving you an exclusive offer to get started. You can get started right now. FanDuel Sportsbook giving users $50 in free bets. That's just for signing up. You heard that right. They're giving you $50 in free site credit to register and verify early. No deposit required. I can't wait tonight to have the app handy on the World Series. Whenever we get the NBA back, all the NFL, all the sports out there, FanDuel, America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. They've got odds on all the biggest sports and a simple, intuitive app that makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for, then lock it in. Lock it in like I did last night on Chiefs in the first game, and the only one to have Arizona among us three in the second game. And unlike other sports books, once you win FanDuel, they get you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why? It's the right thing to do. But right now, the right thing for you to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself. Just be sure to sign up and register using promo code CASH so they know we sent you. When you verify your account, you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. That's promo code CASH to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789. This hour of our show brought to you every day by Lexus of Memphis, the one and only Lexus dealership. They're at 2600 Ridgeway, and they are online at lexusofmemphis.com. Lexus of Memphis offering the Golden Opportunity late October sales event into Halloween, into November, into the holiday season. Great offers on all 2020 models and 2021s on the way. Call them at 901-362-8833 and drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by today at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2020 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design, and they make for the luxury driving experience. 901-362-8833. Online at lexusofmemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, we've talked already about Brady White today, but Brady got another honor. He's the first Tiger ever that was honored as the National Maxwell Award
Very prestigious.
Player of the Week.
There was a time the Maxwell Award had about the same heft, if not more, than the Heisman.
Yeah.
And they run parallel. Kind of, if you win one, you win the other one most of the time.
Most of the time. So that was huge. And he won it by himself. And there's been this big to-do. I had a big argument with my son today. I've seen these wars on Twitter, which I don't quite understand. The American Athletic Conference gave it yesterday as a co-award to Brady Player of the Week and to Dylan Gabriel. Well, I have no problem with that. And they go, well,
you have no problem with
lost.
Dave. You're the one with who won the weekend. You had about 9 people, and then on one of the quarterbacks yesterday, you had a top 7.
No,
when
just
it's a
5.
top 4 deal.
Just
Your
5.
son was right. To the victory go the scoreboard.
Well,
Brady should have been the winner by himself.
Wait. Look at these numbers. Dylan Gabriel, 35 of 49. 601 yards, 5 touchdowns. He's not
Drew,
responsible
you see what I'm holding up?
for his defense. He's not responsible for the D. His numbers. Now, Brady had one more thrown touchdown. They both ran for 1. So Brady's responsible for 7 touchdowns. This kid's responsible for 5. I mean, his
locker room was smiling and laughing.
His numbers are better than Brady's.
What were Dylan Gabriel's locker room? What was his locker room?
They were ready to beat up the kicker. That's what they were doing.
Okay. That doesn't mean you won anything then.
Come on. I have no problem with that being a go. But I'm glad Brady got the National
Mr.
Maxwell
Coolo.
Award.
That's what we're going to start calling him.
Colo?
Mr. Coolo. Mr. Coolo with his darts and smarts out. My top story, Game 1 of the Fall Classic, the World Series, and Buster only has a week left to be right of the worst prediction maybe ever. He said the season had 5% chance of starting and a 100% chance of not concluding. He said they would not finish.
Well, the regular season and the playoffs other than the World Series have concluded, so
he's got a
wrong
week left
on both
to be
already.
Right. And I'm sad to say, when I still hear him talk about it, it sounds like he's still rooting to be right. Buster, on that L that Dylan Gabriel had.
Man, 600 yards, 5 touchdowns thrown.
L.
Ran one in. He didn't give up the 50 points.
It's Dave, it's winning the luggage on The Price is Right, and the other fella won on the big wheel.
Oh, man. I guess I'm just a little more generous. That's all I can say.
Not top story of the day.
It's called generous, Coolo, then. I like that.
All right, you got your sticker on today that you voted. Did you vote for both of them or one?
Well, I voted for 2. I voted for president and vice president.
One ticket. Did you vote for 2 tickets? Did you vote for a co? Thank you.
No, I did not. Not top story of the day. Well, these numbers are bad. I mean, across the country, not good. We have had the highest levels of coronavirus new cases since summer. In 14 different states have set records now for hospital space, of which they are running out. So that is not a good sign. In the United States today, we had 9,400 new cases. We're at 8.5 million. In Shelby County today, 342 new cases. The actives, unfortunately, have gone up past 2,200. We had 1 new death. We did have 5,600 tests at a decent 6.1% positivity. Hospitalization here, while going up in records in those 14 states, it's held its own, actually went down a little bit, improved more space in Shelby County than we had yesterday. So that is obviously good. And we're at 8.5 million around the world, 225,000 who have passed away.
My not top story, could there be a bigger contrast in these 2 World Series teams? $221 million payroll for this year alone for the Dodgers. That's first in the National League, second in Major League Baseball. Tampa Bay comes in at 28th in baseball and 14 out of 15 in the American League, so I guess it could have been a bigger contrast.
What was their number?
58. 60 maybe,
let's say 60 mil
and 220
and 220.
160.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Man,
Four wins away, though.
That's almost 25% of what.
But it could have been Yankees versus Pirates. That would have been 1 versus 2. Or 1 versus 30.
Yeah, 1 versus 30. Wow. But we got baseball. We got a World Series, and that is terrific. And for you,
60
folks,
years ago, it was Yankees and Pirates with Bill Mazeroski winning it all.
He sure did. That was really like I was 7 years old, and I was very cognizant of that World Series.
-2.
And I remember when he scored, and they went crazy.
Drew, look up the composite box score. I think the Yankees losing 4 games to 3, but mauled them total runs. In their 3 wins, they really racked it up, and in their 4 losses, it was very narrow, including Game 7.
That's why
10-9.
run or point differential
don't mean
sometimes it really is
and
misleading.
That 10-9 game, only one other 10-9 game in the World Series, and you and I were there.
Yeah.
For David Freese,
Well,
10-9.
that one took extra innings.
October 27th, 2011.
Man, that was,
happiest I've ever been at sports in my life.
That was a moment of my life that I will never.
You saved my life
forget.
that night when I was hyperventilating. And then Miss Dotel goes down. We had people down everywhere, didn't we?
You were a bastard.
I was a mess. Yeah,
You were.
I really was.
Oh, my goodness. We do have a busy show for you. Gabe Kuhn, we already mentioned he'll be joining us at 3:30. Brent Beard at 4. Jeff Moore, 4:30. Bo Marchand on the NFL from collegetopro.com coming your way at 5. And then the one and only, the original Memphis Grizzlies beat writer Ron Tillery will join us at 5:30. We are officially underway.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
For the ones working tirelessly to keep their coworkers safe. For the ones rising to new challenges. For the ones rebuilding stronger than before. Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Free access to product specialists, safety recovery guides, and 24/7 support. It's part of our commitment to help you adapt and recover in these challenging times. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
It's Superstart Battery Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts. That means you can get up to a $25 gift card after mail-in rebate with the purchase of your Superstart battery. Return power, performance, and reliability to your car, truck, motorcycle, and more with Superstart batteries. Only at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All 75 Mazda 2.99, Mirage, LHO 10129, G4, LHF 07863, Eclipse, LZO 15893, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 695, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020 with approved credit, dealer stock only.
How about a brand new ride that gets 43 mpg highway, seats 5, plus costs less than $4 a day? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage, buy for $11,100 or $99 a month. 2020 G4, 41 mpg highway, $139 a month, or buy for $12,435. And 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $19,107 or $229 a month. Plus confidence today, tomorrow, and long into the future with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage, $99 a month. Mirage G4, $139 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $229 a month. Get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wolo and Stack. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here once again are Dave Wolochin and Brett Norsworthy.
Somewhere, somehow, somebody must have kicked you around some.
Our friend from the Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio, Gabe Kuhn's going to join us here momentarily. I'll let you know I'm sitting in the Family Leisure Studios, but I urge you to go see the real thing. That is I-40 and Whidden Road, where the world's biggest spa sale continues to go on and will for, I guess, another 10 or 11 days. It ends when October comes to a close, and they still have hundreds of different spas from multiple manufacturers, and you're still getting up to 30% off. And that includes the big swim spas. And the one common denominator, because you're choosing from all these different manufacturers, is they are all state-of-the-art with all of the newest technology, and they are really something. And now, also with the swimming pool season sort of coming down to an end, they got a special price on chemicals. They want to get them all sold out. Same thing with accessories. And you know you're always going to get professional delivery when you go to Family Leisure. They've worked really, really hard to just make your backyard or your patio in this pandemic your vacation place. I call it a staycation. Make sure you talk to Family Leisure about everything that makes your backyard that very thing, a staycation place.
Time to talk Tigers, as we do every Tuesday afternoon at this time with Gabe Kuhn, part of the fundamental building block, the cornerstone of building this Tiger program that we now know and enjoy. It's brought to you by Crab Kings, Neil's Bar and Grill, Bartlett Small Engines, Mount Moriah Auto Sales, and Southland Casino. Southland Casino, they're ready to welcome you back. Blackjack, craps, roulette, slots, they're all rolling, and sportsbook betting reopened. The most spacious casino floor in the Mid-South is ready to welcome you back with blackjack, roulette, craps, and all your favorite slots. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and make the short drive to Southland. They are ready for you, and we are ready for Gabe Kuhn.
We are absolutely ready for that. So let's start with the news that we all found out about Saturday afternoon, and I know we're going to get into the joy of finally beating UCF and all of that, but it came with a negative story, and that was DeMonte Coxey, who opted out. And the one thing, Gabe, that really disappointed me in his own breaking of the reason in which he says he's opting out was thanking everybody but the head coach. And I was a little disappointed in that, to be honest.
I was too, and you sort of wonder if there's anything there. And I heard Stats earlier talk about time will heal it if there is anything, and I agree with that sentiment. But it's interesting timing. It's unfortunate. I think there's guys ready to step up. You look at Javon Ivory as that guy, sort of big-bodied wide receiver who really good hands, can catch the ball. But I was disappointed in that too, and that's sort of the first thing I noticed. Maybe that's sort of negative on my part that I noticed that first. But you would think that the head coach at the moment would get some thanks, but it wasn't there. I saw he did say coaching staff, all the rest of the coaching staff. So maybe that was his way of including him. But it was very interesting. It was very interesting. I know that Coxey has been a big help here in Memphis. He got along with all of his teammates, and all coaches, from what I understand. But again, if there's something there, hopefully it gets figured out and healed with time.
He'll come back someday for the Cotton Bowl and the conference championship team of 2019 reunion, and all will be forgotten and all will be well.
Yep. I think so. But I will tell you guys, of all the barriers and all of the doors that this Tiger football program has opened while I was there, even a little after me, this one is big.
Oh, yeah.
UCF beating them finally. That seems like a win that has been evading the Tigers for years at this point. I remember even my freshman year when we were 3-9, we were up on them. The Blake Bortles-led Fiesta Bowl winning UCF team. It just seems like that game's always close, always comes down to the final minutes, and it seemed like until this weekend, always swung in UCF's favor. So that was a big win for the program.
Oh, Memphis was due. And I said this at the half when Memphis was down 13. I said Memphis in the championship game 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, excuse me, was up 17. 2 years ago, they were up 16. They were up at the half by those margins. And so I, in my mind, thought this game would end up being close. Now, when they were down 35-14, I didn't think it would be a total blowout. I think they'd come back. I do not think that in my head I thought they would come all the way back to win the game. But they came back from 21 down at SMU, and SMU's offense is pretty prolific too. So we see a team, Gabe, that does not quit.
Fights. And I think having Brady White in those situations is so dang important, a guy that can keep them level-headed and calm through those situations. Because now without Coxie, you have a young team with not a lot of experience, and if you had a quarterback that matched that level of experience and it was young and didn't really know what to do, those deficits could grow drastically. But his responses this year have been great. I thought last year, too, after that Temple game, he came out against Tulane and was fantastic. I ran the numbers on the games after he had the 3 turnovers. Last year, he had the 3 turnovers at Temple. This year, SMU. He is now 11 TDs, 0 interceptions, and 844 yards better after those losses and those bad games, those turnover-laden games for him. He has been fantastic in responding these past couple years.
Wow.
And Gabe, the good news collectively for the Tigers and that Tiger defense that is, he gave up a lot of points. I mean, that's obvious. But 24 against Arkansas State wasn't bad at all, and 30 against SMU. I don't know that the rest of the way in Temple, Cincinnati, South Florida, Navy, Tulane, and Houston, that they face quarterback play like Bonner, Hatcher for ASU, like Buechele for SMU, or Gabriel for UCF. They've got the tough quarterbacks behind them.
Yeah, absolutely. And is Dylan Gabriel tough or what? I mean, good. That kid is so good, places the ball really well. But more than anything, it's interesting because you would think in a game like that, it's like, oh, the other team is good. They're beating the Tigers. The Tigers made so many defensive mistakes. Their fits were bad all day on those little screen passes out to the edge. They weren't tackling all that well. So I think a lot of that can actually get fixed in the defensive meeting room. But it's definitely concerning. I think going forward, the best quarterback you're really facing at this point is Anthony Russo, and this next one against Temple. But yeah, all of the really good quarterback play and the speed seems to be behind them, but they have a lot of things to fix.
Well, Mike McIntyre did say before this game that the 3 best quarterbacks he thought they were going to face were going to be the first 3 that
that's really 4
they had seen.
Yep.
And
three
you're right,
teams.
'cause
Did you see
Arkansas
what
State's got
Bonner
2.
and Hatcher combined for Thursday night against Georgia State? If that was just one byline,
right,
it would be jaw-dropping.
They're terrific. I'm with you. I'm for them the rest of the way. I truly am. It makes Memphis's resume look even better. But when I look at that defense, and Memphis has given up such big plays in the game at SMU, they gave up a 70 and an 80-yarder, and yesterday or Saturday they gave up an 85 and a 93-yarder.
Yep.
And my question for you on that is there something with team speed? Because most of these big plays have come from hitches to the outside where your safeties and your corners are getting beaten even with angles.
I think, and I'll point out the 94-yard one the other day where UCF threw the little screen pass out to the edge and just ran a 100-meter sprint
to
the end zone. That, in my opinion, when you go look back at the tape, it's not about speed. I know the guy was fast, but it was a missed fit by the safety. The safety did not fit in the right spot. He fit inside. Everybody knows defensive football. You have to force a guy inside where your help is and not outside where none of your help is. And that's just seems like an easy fix, to me at least. I don't know if it needs to be a personnel switch. I don't know what needs to be done. But just the little mistakes like that are going to cost you 94 yards, these big plays. Because if you are fitting wrong with a guy who can run a 4.3, 4.4, he will burn you every single time.
All right, Gabe, so you think it's technique and maybe some drills, some works. Hey, how about this? Some continuity with some flow of the season. So you don't think it's personnel of just, oh, my gosh, it doesn't matter what fits, what strategy they have. They just don't have the guys. You think it's just strategic and not personnel?
Well, I mean, a lot of these things, depending on what your personnel is, I mean, fitting inside versus outside on a screen pass seems like a very easy fix, and it's something that should be done beforehand. And it really is something easy to fix if you just address it with whoever the guy is who made the mistake. But like I said, I don't know if those little mistakes can be fixed by just watching film or by maybe switching the personnel and sending some guys to the sideline, giving other guys chances if they continually make the same mistake. It's not, in my opinion, a defensive game plan thing. I think it's a defensive execution thing. And usually, and I say usually, you can fix those things in the meeting room, but we have to see it because that's 2 games now in a row where you're giving up just massive plays that you should never give up.
But
you cannot give up those plays. Those are huge momentum switches, and they put you into a hole.
But Gabe, once again, the best cover of anything in sports, the best salve, the best anything, one more than the other team. That's all it takes.
Oh, yep. And I like Coach Silverfield. It was interesting. He went for 2 on all of those touchdowns in the second half. That was interesting. I don't know if it was in an attempt to sort of shorten the game
well,
and not.
No, he really did not. He did it at 35-14 when they scored. So they then made it a 12-point game. That was in their favor. When they scored again, I think they went for 1. But then when UCF scored again, they went for 2 and got it to again make it 14. So when he cut it again, he made it 12 again.
Yeah, see, I see the funny math, and I'm not able to follow it along Saturday in Fayetteville, and I'm thinking, oh, no, gigantic kicking trouble.
Yeah, you would think, but he was just trying to be aggressive. The one. And it was almost aggressive. I'll tell you, Dave, and I don't know how nervous you were on this call, but it was almost aggressive to a fault at times because the 4th and 1 inside the own 20.
Yeah.
I don't think you can be too aggressive, Gabe. Not now. Got to get points.
I think that's a little bit aggressive.
That was early in the game, and that's why it was very, very surprising to me. I asked him about that, but I asked him really more in relation to why at 35-14 would you go for 2? Yeah. And he basically said we're here to win the game, and that was the message. Because he even said players were asking me why I did that because he's talked about his analytics book, and they paid a bunch of money to get this book that's got what you do on every situation that could possibly come up in a college football game. And I said, I don't care what the situation. There's none that says you go for 2 in that particular scenario. And he goes, no, you're right. But I went because I wanted the message to be we're here to win the game.
Yeah, and I was going to say, but that being said, you can talk about analytics all you want. But in that situation, when you're going for 2, there's nothing wrong with making the opposing coach and players feel you. Right, making them think a little harder, making them execute every single play.
Aggressor.
So when they come down, and they have to attempt a 2, they have to get it, or they are putting themselves in a situation where they could lose if you come back and score a few touchdowns. So I thought it was interesting. I ended up liking it in the end, but again, those calls can go either way. If it doesn't go the right way, you have a lot of people having conversations. Doing your quarterbacking the next day, right? And we will see if he keeps that aggression. I hope he doesn't keep aggression to the point of going for it on 4th and 1 inside your own 20, because that just that could go wrong in a lot of different ways. But something tells me he will keep a certain amount of aggression going.
Well, your point's taken. I was shocked at 4th down and 1 at the 19. I think that's what it was. And
yeah,
you know,
that's living life on the edge.
I really don't.
Yes.
You know, ESPN will at some points put up what their power analytics tells you, and they give it in percentages, and they'll go like 97% that you'll make that particular play. I don't know what it was on that, but they executed. You got to give them credit.
They got it by about a foot.
And
so I'll give them credit for getting it.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that in football now, and it was very clear both those coaches.
That's Hal Mummy-esque.
Yeah.
Both these coaches, both Silverfield with Kevin Johns and Josh Heupel, who's really calling his own plays, they both felt they had to score points. There's just no doubt in my mind about that.
Yeah, 100%. And then also, if you punt from there, the way UCF was running their offense, you give them a shorter field. Whereas I think that drive ended on the other side of the field, so they got to pin them and played some field position sort of game. So I understand to a certain extent not wanting to give them a short field, but the risk reward in that particular situation was one that I had kind of head scratching. It was
wild. Get used to it, because I think that's what we're going to see college football 2020.
Yep.
Gabe Kuhn, thank you so much. Talking Tigers every week with Gabe Kuhn, brought to you by Crab Kings, Neil's Bar and Grill, Bartlett Small Engines, Mount Moriah Auto Sales, and Southland Casino. Enjoy your week and enjoy the game Saturday bright and early, Gabe. Thank you, man.
Absolutely.
Thank you, guys. Last thing, Gabe. What happened Saturday, 11 o'clock with Temple?
I think the Tigers can handle business. We look at last year, and there was definitely didn't end the way they wanted. They owe them one. A lot of young guys are going to have to grow up quickly, and I think the Tigers can handle business. The Temple team has lost some guys from last year on the defensive side of the ball, and they have not looked overly impressive through 2 games, lost to Navy, and then won a really tight one against South Florida. So I think the Tigers can handle business, but again, they cannot overlook Temple because of last year.
No doubt. Thank you, my friend. We appreciate it. That is Gabe Kuhn. We've got to take a quick timeout. We are back in just a second. We'll put a wrap on hour number 1 on this Tuesday of Sports Time on Sports 56.
Get happy with Sports 56 Happy Hour with Johnny Radio. Weekday afternoons from 1 to 3 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
You get to choose at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Right now, take your pick from 2021 Kia Forte or 2020 Kia Soul. $149 a month lease, 36 months. Plus the all-new 2021 Kia K5 with more passenger cargo headroom and legroom volume than Toyota Camry. Plus a warranty that blows Toyota away with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Now $189 a month lease, 36 months. And get 2020 K900, $10,000 off MSRP. So get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or shop 24/7 KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J and he'll put you in a new Kia today. Leases $31.49 due at signing. 0 security deposit excludes ACQ fee $10,000 per year. 20 cents excess mileage. $6.50 acquisition fee. Forte ME $275,992 MSRP $20,510. Sold L706 $3372 MSRP $21,885. K5 MG 003,199 MSRP $25,725. K900 MSRP $65,610. L60 $26,907. L60 $21,220. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF $695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020. Dealer stock only. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days are rocking at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on Covington Pike. And guess who's got #1 ranked brand in initial quality and driver appeal among mass market brands? We Gossett! 2020 Jeep Cherokee Latitude IIHS top safety pick. $21,560 or $275 a month. Or get muscle with 2020 Dodge Challenger XST with best in-class cargo volume. $24,348 or $314 a month. Plus get rammed up in a 2020 Ram 1500 Classic Crew Cab 4x2 We Gossett at $388 a month. Drive past the rest. Come to the best. Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat 1901 Covington Pike. Online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
Ranked by J.D. Powers IQS and Appeal Studies. All 75 months at 4.11 APR. 3,500 down. Must finance through Chrysler Cherokee. LD 643160. MSRP 28,190. Challenger LHS 214,740. MSRP 31,180. Ram LG 293,29. MSRP 37,855. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax title and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Now, back to Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here once again are Dave Woloshin and Brad Norsworthy.
We like to party.
Welcome back in as we wrap up our very first hour. A lot with college football coming up with Brent Beard at 4 o'clock, and then our good friend Jeff Moore on the National Football League. What a drubbing last night of the Dallas Cowboys.
Offensive line was bad. Defense has been what it's been all year, and it was without Dak and really without Ezekiel Elliott last night.
What happened to Ezekiel Elliott?
He shouldered all the blame.
He did. I give him a lot of credit. He goes, "This one's on me," and
He's got that right. It was.
He just fumbled the ball twice early in the game that set the tone, and their defense is terrible. I do you realize
Arizona's not that good either?
That this Cowboys team is the first team to lead a division in the National Football League under 500 since when?
I don't know.
1970, the merger. This is the first time since the merger an under 500 team after 6 games has led
under 500 is going to win
that
division.
Wow. I
It's
disagree.
bad.
I mean, I totally agree.
Yeah, the Giants aren't out of it, and they're really bad. All right, World Series picking time. Rays, Dodgers. Drew, you have 11 points. Dave, you have 11 points. I'm dormy. I have 7 points.
You're dormied?
I was dormied last round.
Wow. Well,
so do we have to do what we did for the Stanley Cup?
Y'all still ain't sorted that out, but Dave loves Coe, so what of it?
Look.
Well, he got the first pick in the Stanley, so I get the first pick in the World Series if we're tied.
I am going to tell you right now, I am taking the team I want no matter what.
But how do we get a winner?
We don't. Just like in the Stanley Cup, y'all tied, but Dave loves everybody.
No, I knew the Lightning were going to win, but I took the Stars because
and so you lost
of you.
Just to be sporting.
Because I hate ties, and I'm not doing a tie here. So if I did that for you, you must repay the favor. And I let you pick first in the hockey because you are the hockey expert. So at least let me.
What? Are you the baseball expert?
I mean, I played a lot more baseball than you did. I can guarantee you that.
You played youth baseball.
I played American Legion baseball.
I had offers until I got hurt. So I think I know a little bit more. That does count.
That counts for.
I take the Rays. I'm going to stay out of this. Y'all go ahead.
I want the Rays, so I hope you want the Dodgers.
I did want the Dodgers.
There you go. You're a happy man.
Somebody will win.
There you go.
I was right on the Pirates, Yankees in 60. That was a wide difference, wasn't it, Drew?
Yeah, if my quick math is right, the Yankees scored 55 runs to the Pirates 27.
And they won a World Series. This one could be like that. If the Rays win it, that margin could be that wide, but yet winning 4 games is all that matters. little bit the electoral college of baseball.
Well, each game is unto itself.
It sure is.
It
you win 12-1, it counts one.
Exactly. I think this pitching matchup tonight is going to be fun to watch. I want to see if Kershaw is equal to the task, because I've contended really since about the second or third time he's pitched in postseason that it's a Mel thing with him. I'm not sure he's going to get past it.
And they blamed everybody for it. Blamed the Cardinals for stealing signs years ago.
Well, they were right in blaming the Astros.
Everybody does it.
By the way, did you see your friend Jeff Luna come out again today and say the guys that were involved?
I do like Jeff Luna a lot.
I know, but he is coming out now strong, pointing fingers.
He's
saying,
wants his reputation back.
He's saying the people that cheated are still working for the Astros.
Yeah.
The guy that didn't, and they have thousands of hours of tapes to prove it, the guy that didn't is the one that was fired. That's me. It is interesting. And that is 1 hour in the books. When we come back, college football front and center. Our good friend Brent Beard will join us in just a minute. This is the Tuesday edition of Sports Time on Sports 56.
Are you shopping for a new watch, an engagement ring, any kind of jewelry at all? What's up, Memphis? This is Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies, encouraging you all to shop where I shop, Platinum Jewelers here in Memphis. Platinum Jewelers has a big selection of earrings, stockable rings, luxury watches, necklaces, bracelets, really whatever you need. They do custom jewelry and have 2 locations in the area. One is 545 Perkins Extended in East Memphis. The other is 9387 Poplar next to Fresh Market in Germantown. So if you need anything jewelry related, go to my spot, Platinum Jewelers.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
Shopping should be fun, but that's tough when you're worried about credit. At Aaron's, we make it quick and easy. Before you go, head to apply.aarons.com to discover your leasing power. You'll immediately know how much you're approved to lease to own. Just apply from your phone or computer, then visit your local Aaron's to shop top brands like Samsung and GE with the confidence of knowing you're already approved. Aaron's, easy, beautiful, affordable. Approval is valid only at assigned store location. Not all stores participating. Approval is not guaranteed. Some restrictions apply.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join us every Saturday morning on Sports 56 WHBQ from 8 to 10 a.m. and 96.1 FM and the new FM 98.5. We'll be covering the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, college football, college basketball, college baseball. We'll look into recruiting. We'll have guests from around the country with the latest news, the most knowledgeable people out there, the coaches, the players, the people who play the games. Don't forget to join us on the sidelines. Sports 56, 96.1, and the new FM 98.5.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Now, more of Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again are Dave Ocean and Brett Norsworthy.
My world was strapped against my back. I held my hands, never knew how to act.
Welcome back in hour number 2. Almost a steamy day. I did go vote today. I've done my duty. If you're watching on Zoom, I purposely wore my I voted. So that's done.
Good for you.
I will
a lot of
say
sacrifice for that lapel sticker.
When I went this
people
morning,
have made for us.
I actually got up early to go, and when I went there were like busloads.
That's
Seriously.
great.
So there is definitely an organized attempt at getting as many
big GOTV, big get out to vote. That's great.
To vote, and so I actually came back later to do it because the line was crazy at that moment. But I got it done, so I'm happy.
And we'll
about
see
that.
which one of us is right after we see the numbers come in election night, because I think a lot of people are just doing it because
Early?
it's more accommodating right now, and water will find its level and about the same percentages play out. We'll see.
So you're saying
I hope it's robust.
65% will vote this time? Roughly the
maybe even
same
less.
as last. You think less?
Maybe even less.
Okay. I'm going to go over the 65. So we have an over-under of 65% of eligible voters. Is that a fair a lunch bet?
Soft drink in the break room?
Well, it could be that, or I owe you now after this elaborate lunch you got us today.
No, I owed you.
I feel a sense of debt here.
No, I owed you. Settled up, aren't I, Drew?
On my end, you're very settled up.
Oh, Drew just keeps eating it all up.
Y'all
baby.
keep betting as much as y'all want. I ain't going to complain.
Drew's like the bookie. I mean, he wins regardless.
He gets the juice. He gets the juice. Unbelievable. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's bring in our friend from Jacksonville, Florida. There were a lot of games to watch, and once again, upending teams. South Carolina over Auburn's a bit of an upset. Kentucky winning for the first time since 34 years ago.
36, since
36,
84.
Yeah, 1984, beating the Tennessee Volunteers in Knoxville. But I know, Brent Beard, you being a champion of the underdog and a guy who lives in the state of Florida, were watching intently to the Tigers come from behind victory of UCF. Tell me you watched some of that.
Well, look, what was it, 700 yards that they gained that got a lot of attention around here, to say the least. What a great comeback that was. Also, it shames my head to lose that game, frankly, but that was kind of the epitome of what we're seeing with offense in 7-on-7 football right now.
We are.
Just so you know, the total yardage was UCF with 798, Memphis with 703. So there was 1,501 yards, 99 points, 75 first downs. The Tigers were 5 of 5 on fourth down conversions.
Listen, there have been years to where some teams didn't get that in a month, much less in a game. That's how things have changed over the bid. The most amusing thing I've read so far since Saturday has been the story on Eddie Graham that Kentucky offensive coordinator, Mark Seuss, was talking afterwards in their big win over Tennessee. He said, I believe it was their first play, Eddie's mask caused his glasses fogged up, so he called the wrong formation, the wrong play, and they lost 2 or 3 yards. He said, we can laugh about this now, but it wasn't funny at the time.
No, it's not very funny when you're all masked up on the sideline, and at the stadium you're going to have to be masked up. You were in Tuscaloosa Saturday, right?
I was. Brother Brett and I were at the Alabama-Georgia game, and only 20,000 at Bryant-Denny, which seems surreal, but at the same time, as we see now from the evidence of the numbers, that it was the most watched game that they've had this year.
Yeah, record TV ratings, 9 million viewed that game. Now, it was on a network carrier, but worth noting that 9 million's larger than any – let me get this right. I want to read it correct from Aaron Torres. According to CBS, 9.6 million people watched Georgia-Bama on Saturday. That's more than any NBA or Major League Baseball playoff game in the last 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. Well, and frankly, I'm not surprised by that in a lot of ways. I think folks knew how big a game that was, all in all. But, I mean, it was a tale of the two halves, frankly, that Georgia played very well and had the lead. Alabama kicked a 50-something yard field goal from Reichard at the end of the first half. A lot of Alabama fans had to be resuscitated after that, but they could actually do so. But they did. So now Bama goes to Knoxville. Georgia's off, trying to figure out what they will do at quarterback and what they kind of need to do with. And I tell you what, Georgia's got a week off and they need it, guys, because they've got Kentucky and Florida around the corner. So that will certainly detail their season and where they go from here.
What was your sense of the Tennessee and Kentucky game? We saw that, and I don't know if this is directly in correlation with the loss, but Jimmy Brumbaugh, who was their defensive line coach and a new coach for them, was let go. So he still gets paid for
4
this
games
year
in.
and next year. 4 games into the this season.
Oh, Tennessee pays a lot of folks that don't work.
Well, they do, don't they?
Man.
Yeah, we need to get one of those deals, guys, for us. At some point, listen, Jimmy Brumbaugh played high school football about 30 minutes down the road from my house at Keystone Heights High School, was a tremendous football player there. I mean, he played all kinds of sports at that point. Went to Auburn in play, was a solid player, has bounced around the SEC during that time. I just thought the timing was a little bit strange. Will Friend is the only coach from Jeremy's first staff that is left at this point. Put it now 15-13 as Bama comes in. We're speaking of quarterbacks. They've got a real decision on what to do there with Garantano or Shroud or Harrison Bailey. Everybody loves the freshman. And look, this team's still pretty good.
Yeah, but it's not great choices of anyone at quarterback.
No, it really isn't for them right now. But if they can run the ball with Eric Gray and that crew behind that offensive line, that will help them a whole lot. So, but they're certainly hoping Alabama's still celebrating the Georgia win. But they know how tough that game is going to go into Knoxville. So I think they'll be ready. So that's going to be a very interesting game for both of them. But I do think Jimmy Brumbaugh will land on his feet as Jeremy Pruitt now will be coaching the defensive line.
And he and Will Friend, very close friends from their days at Alabama. And also Jeremy Pruitt was kind of loosely in that Dabo Swinney, Mickey Kahn, Chris Donnelly, Kevin Turner preceded. It was a kind of a good fraternity within the locker room of guys, a coterie, not a fraternity, a coterie of friends among that. And he's really taken the different path than Dabo did at Clemson. That's one of the hallmarks of Dabo is the continuity in the coaching staff.
Yeah.
And Coach Pruitt's had none at UT.
No, and look, that's been a problem. And when you're, and look, I mean, I know guys are looking for jobs all over the place, but when you're firing someone in the middle of the season, that's an issue. And again, we don't know all that's going on. In fairness, but your point is a good one, and that continues. I like Jeremy Pruitt and followed him everywhere he's gone, and I do think he's going to be a good head coach, and if they're patient with him there, and I think with Fulmer they will be at this point. But and by the way, speaking of groups, I thought this was interesting that this kind of came out over the as Kirby Smart was playing Nick Saban, that I believe is Smart, Jeremy Pruitt, and also Will Muschamp all have a weekly texting session. Probably a lot about their talking about their former boss Nick Saban, but I'd pay a little bit of money to be able to read those texts from time to time.
Brett asked me this just the other day. So in the West, clearly Alabama is the best football team. Who is the team after that at this point you trust will be the second best team in that division?
Well, my answer would be totally different than it would have been at the first of the year. And the answer would either be Arkansas or A&M. And I'm not so sure I'm not leaning more toward Arkansas than I am A&M. I mean, look, obviously A&M has got more veteran players, and they've been together for a while, and they're kind of getting themselves together at this point too. After that Florida win, but listen, guys, what Arkansas has won, and again, Arkansas and A&M play each other on Halloween, so I guess that's ironic. But I mean, you've got guys like Grant Morgan, who is a walk-on, who basically leads the nation in tackles. I mean, it's just in Hudson Clark, who's going to be put on scholarship, that I believe had 3 interceptions in the win last weekend. And Barry Odom, for what he's done, it's just been remarkable. That is one of the best stories, frankly, in college football right now. All told, is what Sam Pittman has done at Arkansas.
Yeah, it's quite a story at Arkansas. Well, there's no conversation at all about this, really, at either place. But if it starts, which one can least afford another coaching change? I'll go to both UTs, Texas or Tennessee.
Well, I mean, look, I think Fulmer is strong enough at UT to where even if he had to make one, that he could calm them down enough to keep it going. I don't know at Texas, guys. And listen, the problem at Texas, and you've got this at a smaller scale at Auburn, is you've got too many cooks in the kitchen at Texas. You've got way too many people, way too much money, who think they basically own that program. And let me say this, for Texas to be good again, you're going to have to get someone Saban-esque to go down there and say, boys, from day one, I am the boss. You're staying out of it. I am making all the football decisions, and if I need you, I'll call you. So I frankly think at this point, as splintered as they are, that may be the only way that Texas gets back to where they want to be.
Well, I think Jeremy Pruitt had a streak going, and he's lost a game.
2 games.
Yeah.
Two games. They were proud of that 8-gamer. Now it's a 2-gamer the other way.
They did, but the game before that they lost was to Georgia, and Georgia was expected to win that game. And here's, I think, a little different, too. I think at this point, it's pretty well established that Tennessee is going to be the third best team in that division. It's not like the old days. It's not like when they could recruit a lot of those ACC territories.
Right.
They are behind Georgia, and they are behind Florida.
South Carolina, the state of South Carolina, Clemson's getting anybody that Tennessee was going to get in those days.
Clearly.
Right.
And North
Absolutely.
Carolina gets players that Tennessee used to get.
And Florida's not the pipeline it once was for UT.
No. But Texas is supposed to be in the same league as Oklahoma, and they're not. And Jeremy Pruitt had that 8-game winning streak. Okay, he's lost 2 in a row now, but he's still 2-2. Tom Herman has to be under 500 at Texas, isn't he? He had that terrible year, his first year.
Had the Sugar Bowl year.
Listen, I heard a stat, and I'll miss the numbers, but since 2010, Texas is like, and I'm throwing this out, you get the point, Texas is like 165 and 165, or something like that. I mean, they're basically dead on 500. Yeah. That may be off a game or two, but to your point, Dave, you're correct.
Brent, in the state of Alabama that you know oh so well, how hot is it at Auburn? He has an uncanny knack of getting on the hot seat, but an uncannier knack of always getting off of it. And I sent you this note today. The last 3 times Auburn has lost in Oxford. 2012, Gene Chizik, he was out at the end of the year. 2008, 17-7 win over Tommy Tuberville. He's headed to the U.S. Senate. 1992, opening night win over Pat Dye. He retired at the end of the year. What do you think?
Well, I think he survives because even the beat writers at Auburn would tell you, and I've heard him say this, that this team is going to be, they're a very average football team, that they're going to end up being about 5-5. Somewhere along in there, they think next year that they will be much better.
Yeah, and the payout.
In that every 4 years, and I mean, this sounds like Iowa in the runs that they have with their seniors, that next year will be an exceptional year for them. But look, the reality of this thing, too, guys, is Malzahn has a $21 million buyout, so he's not going anywhere, and the beat writers will tell you that. Now, if they end up with a 2-8 or something like that, and Alabama beats them 75-0. They could get so incensed that they could try to raise the money, but I think cooler heads will prevail, and he will be back. And look, that buyout is going to be around for a while, and even Will Muschamp, who beat him last week, his buyout's $13 million. It's down from $20 million, which ponder that a minute. But I frankly don't think he's going anywhere. But you may have at the end of the year, Chad Morris may be the sacrificial lamb again, because they are woeful right now on offense. But Bo Nix is.
How's he in the SEC?
I don't know. I think a lot of it was because of his father, Patrick.
How's Chad Morris?
In fairness,
how's Chad Morris in the SEC?
Yeah, really. In fairness, Bo is a very good high school quarterback. He had the Auburn legacy, and everybody just thought that was a natural. But at this point, it's just not working. But look, the problem is, even though Gus has this reputation for being the quarterback whisperer, they do a really poor job there developing quarterbacks, and that is going on too. And people are saying, well, if Bo can't get it done, let's go to the next guy. Well, the problem is right now there is no next guy. So it's Bo or else put Tank Bigsby in a shotgun and let him create something right now.
Well, they have to win their next 3 games. They'll be favored in all 3. They go to Ole Miss, and I don't. What is the line on that? I haven't even seen it.
3.5.
3.5. Okay, so they're the favorite. They will play at home against an LSU team that we know is reeling, so they'll be the favorite in that game. Then they will go to Starkville. They will be the favorite in that game, and if they win, then they're 5-2, and they're prepared for the stretch. If they were to lose one or two of those games, now I think, and everything's off the board. You're right, financially because of the pandemic. I don't know that they fire Gus Malzahn, but I think they're hard pressed if they were to lose, finishing Tennessee, at Alabama, and A&M. I think then they're a bit hard pressed to get to over 500.
Yeah, and look, and Brett may disagree. Dave, I don't see how they can score more points than Ole Miss. I look, and I understand the Ole Miss defense, but the problem here is Auburn really struggles right now to score more than 3 touchdowns, and they might, but I could see Ole Miss winning 49-30 game or something of that nature. The way now, if they get the ball to their playmakers that they have got, Seth Williams and Bigsby and Schwartz, they've got a chance, but there's no guarantee that's going to happen. So I mean, at this point, I just think Ole Miss simply outscores them.
Brent, I've got it in my notes ready for Saturday. When Schwartz comes up, is it a rule in announcing to say that he's probably college football's fastest player?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. There's something. I think it's like the 11th commandment that you've got to mention that somewhere.
I'm gonna hold back and make Richard say it first.
Yeah. And listen, I tell you what, though, I would like to see a 100-yard dash between Schwartz and Jalen Waddle. I think people pay money for that, wouldn't they?
I'd throw Devontae Smith in there too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
Mac Jones from your area in Jacksonville. I mentioned yesterday about the Jags. Minshew Mania is over. I think it's over with Marrone. They're going to have to start completely over. It's not going to happen. Why not swing for the fences and go for the Dabo-Trevor combo? But if you can't get that, is Mac Jones an NFL player?
Well, I've had 2 NFL writers tell me that, and this was before this season, that Mac will very well get an invite to the combine. So he is unflappable. He's got a great temperament. And look, the kid's been incredibly accurate. He's really grown in Saban and Sarkisian's system to where, the kid can put the ball in between the numbers. Tua was known for that. I'm not saying he's Tua by any stretch, but Brett's seen him in person. He's a good quarterback, and part of it is he's played for Corky Rogers, who was the best high school coach in Florida history, and also obviously for Nick Saban. So he's had really 2 good mentors, we've really been amazed here at how he has grown by leaps and bounds in his ability to be quarterback and be one of the better ones in the league right now.
The North Carolina defeat by Florida State, manna from the heaven for Mike Norvell. What has that done to the detractors?
Well, I can tell you this. That was I don't know if I can tell you how big that was. They won 2 out of 3. They found their quarterback in Jordan Travis, who, by the way, is a Louisville transfer, and they play Louisville this week. Now, they had 12 penalties, which is a problem, but you guys told me that they would be extremely improved in special teams, and they lead the nation, not the ACC, but the nation, in block kicks right now with 5. Their defense is coming around. Their defensive line played very well against North Carolina. They play a Louisville team that played Notre Dame off their feet, but Louisville's almost 4 in a row. I love Satterfield. He's a tremendous coach, but I don't want to say it yet, but they may have either turned a corner or they may be close to where, listen, this is going to sound funny to people, but you guys will understand this. He could be coach of the year if they're 5-5 this season.
Well, you mentioned the special teams. I can tell you from my prep meetings, he's the special teams guy. Yes. He's the one that finds the stuff. He's amazing in that regard. Pete Lumbaugh's doing a great job for the U of M. I don't mean to belittle him, but I can tell you that he studies special teams as much as he studies offense, and he figures out where a player may be lacking in a quarter step or a single gap that may be 2 inches off. And the dude figures out how to overcome that disadvantage.
I love it. The little things.
And he's amazing in that regard. What was, because he was getting killed by fans. What has the reaction been?
I think they have. I give him credit, and I'm curious of your take on this too. I used the word unflappable a few minutes ago, and he's kind of been that way down here. I mean, he had the 2 little dust-ups with the players, but they made up, and they have just stuck to business, and they are slowly getting better. I mean, good grief, even the offensive line is better than the 3 of us. And whoever's in the studio would have been a better offensive line at the beginning of the year. So I think as long as they continue to see some improvement, and again, you got to get the right guy at quarterback. And this Jordan Travis kid is a real cool customer. He has won the locker room over, and he has made a tremendous difference. And they frankly have got some talent, especially these younger players at this point. But look, I give him a lot of credit. There are a lot of guys who would have panicked in the midst of this, but he is stuck by his guns. He's stuck with his program, what he believes in, and it's paying off for him.
No doubt. If you give him enough time and you let him do his thing, he'll be a winner. There's no doubt in my mind. Thank you, Brent. As always, we appreciate it. We'll do it again next week.
Can't wait. Always love it, guys. Take care.
Thank you, my friend. We appreciate it. That is Brent Beard down in Jacksonville, our title sponsor for this hour of the programs. Homer Skelton Hyundai in Olive Branch, also Genesis of Olive Branch, same building, same people. 13 years they've been together, and they have a formula that serves you so well. That's why 13 years they're all together, because they're so successful, even on the pre-owned side. And certified is that's magic, because they're Hyundais. And when we come to the certified program, 13 years or 12 years in a row, they have sold more certified pre-owned cars than anybody else in Memphis. And when it comes to the new cars, well, you're going to get even better. A limited lifetime powertrain warranty on every new car, up to 100,000 miles, and a 3-year, 36,000-mile maintenance package on every new Hyundai and every new Genesis. And the 2021s have arrived. I now have a Sonata that I can park outside my car. That's the kind of technology. And look, inside, the safety with the technology. I push a button. I can't hit or go into the other lane to hit something. I mean, it's incredible. And Hyundai did, for the most number of top safety pick vehicles in 2020. And these 2021s are even better. Go see for yourself. Get on Lamar. Into Mississippi, it's Highway 78. When you get to Craft Road, first exit, turn left. You'll see Chris True and this great gang that have been together so long at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. We take the time out. We will return in just a minute, and we will then talk a little bit of NFL with our friend Jeff Moore. He comes your way next.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays.
What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
I'm here with the great Pat Donahue from the Rendezvous Restaurant Shipping Department.
Thanks, Brett. We've been shipping our ribs all over the country now for decades from our USDA-inspected shipping kitchen in the Pinch District. We hand-cook our ribs in pits that Mr. Charlie built over charcoal, just like they do at the restaurant.
So what comes in a rib box?
We could do pork shoulder, we could do ribs, our sauce, seasoning, baked beans, coleslaw. We'll even throw in Pancho's cheese dip with our nacho boxes. We also put a bag of Rendezvous seasoned popcorn, heating instructions, some chef hats, some wet naps, and some other helpful tips from our kitchen. We ship our ribs overnight, exclusively FedEx. And we put them in nice packaging. We don't ever want to use styrofoam, so we use corrugated cardboard, actually 2 boxes that fit nice together, so the ribs get to you, your loved ones, or your clients in a safe, wholesome manner. Rendezvous ribs are perfect for out-of-town clients, customers, loved ones. We also ship ribs for any occasion.
Where do we order these great ribs?
You can go to www.hogsfly.com or give us a call at 1-888-464-7359.
Charlie Burgos' Rendezvous Restaurant in the alley since 1948.
Now that the storm has passed, Lowe's is ready to move home forward. Our Pro Team is here for your Pro Team every step of the way. We have the essentials to repair and rebuild, to get homes and neighborhoods back up and running. It's what we do, what we've always done, what we'll continue to do. We also offer job site delivery to save you valuable time. Find what you need in-store or 24/7 at lowesforpros.com. Lowe's, because now more than ever before, home unites us.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Of course we can help you find some new headlights. Here's a tip. Make sure to replace them in pairs so you'll have even lighting over time. Right now you can get a $10 AutoZone gift card by mail or email when you buy a Sylvania HID bulb. And with our free next day delivery and free same day store pickup, you can get it fast. Getting the job done just got easier. Free next day delivery on eligible orders. Restrictions at AutoZone.com.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Now, more of Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again are Dave Woloshin and Brad Norsworthy.
Halfway through the Tuesday edition of Sports Time, we always chat with our friend to sort of wrap up the NFL weekend. Jeff Moore, former Vol, former Ram, who joins us now. And Jeff, last night, I must admit I was stunned. So many times I've seen when a team rallies around a fallen hero. Dak Prescott for the Cowboys going down. You got Andy Dalton, who is really and truly a veteran of many, many years, and I think a pretty serviceable quarterback. But this Cowboy defense is terrible, and then their star Ezekiel Elliott's giving the ball away, and then really I guess you could say that Andy Dalton was barely serviceable. This was ugly last night, and the NFL Eastern Division of the NFC is just awful. What's happened?
Yeah, it is awful. All of those teams have gotten off to a bad start, and unfortunately, the Cowboys have the worst excuse for the way that they're playing. Of course, obviously, losing Dak was huge, but even before they lost Dak, this team is a team that has just underachieved. I don't understand it. We go into the season every year thinking, oh, the Cowboys have all this talent. They have all these Pro Bowlers. They're going to be great. And they just, every year just underachieve. But this year sticks out, I think, particularly because this defense is just so horrible, just putrid. No, poor tackling, poor angles, horrible secondary. And, teams still get up for the Cowboys because they're considered America's team.
Big target.
And they have to be ready to play. And they have not been. I've been, frankly, very disappointed in the leadership of their head coach. I thought he would be the difference. I thought they needed a veteran to lead this team, but I don't see any evidence that he's made any difference in the way that this team is playing.
You almost could argue with offensive line injuries and now Dak's injury that he couldn't help those things, but they're worse than under Jason Garrett.
They are. They appear to be playing. I can't even explain it. I know that there's been a lot of criticism of the defensive coordinator that their head coach brought with them, and how he had been out of football for that length of time and so forth. But blocking and tackling, just basic pride stuff, you're not seeing it in this Cowboy team, and I frankly don't know what the answer is, and I'm sure their front office doesn't know either, because they see it every year and haven't been able to do much about it.
Well, and stories, honestly, that players don't think they've been prepared well enough for games. It does not. It's not a good look for McCormack. That is for sure, and it does not bode well. And I mentioned this stat earlier, but it's the first time since the two leagues merged that after the 6th week, a division is led by a team under 500. And I can't imagine that the NFC East is going to have a team over 500 that wins the whole thing.
It's there for the taking.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting in the NFC East this year for sure. A lot of folk were pretty high on the Eagles. They still have a chance. They're going to get Deshaun Jackson back. Carson Wentz played better this weekend and played tough. They had an opportunity. They were very competitive in that game. And so for me, I think the Eagles are the best team, but we'll just have to see how they play going down the stretch.
Who does the NFC go through? Does it go through Seattle or does it go through Tampa Bay?
It goes through Tampa Bay. I mean, I think Tampa made a statement in their game against Green Bay where they were able to just hold that passing game and Aaron Rodgers in check the way they did. We know that their defense is formidable. They came into the season with that being their biggest asset, and then they get Tom Brady, and he's starting to get on the right page with these receivers. For me, I think that team is better because their defense is better. Seattle's defense is still kind of trying to get it together, but they rank very low in terms of defensive efficiency with the other teams in the NFC. So they're still a work in process. And, of course, without Russell Wilson, obviously, that's a different team, but they have him, and he's playing great. His receivers are playing great. Offensively, they're a juggernaut. Defensively, they're just kind of middle of the pack.
Explain this to me. The Miami Dolphins, who I think have won the last couple of games they've played,
3-3,
are changing quarterbacks to their great quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa. But why now? What would prompt you when you're on this little run here and you've gotten yourself back into the mix to make the move at the moment they're doing it?
I think that and this is one of the things that, when we're kind of on the outside, you don't see that because the player's not playing, but they're seeing things in practice and in the meetings that's telling them that he's starting to get a grasp of the offense. He's a great talent. We know he's got a great arm. We know he has great pocket presence, but it apparently he's showing them the types of things in practice and in their meeting rooms that suggest that he's ready. And I'm glad to see him out there because I don't think at that position, you don't get better by sitting on the sideline. You get better by getting in there and you got to take your licks and learn the speed of the game and so forth. And so I'm delighted to see it. We knew that ultimately was the plan. And, he's got a good guy in Ryan Fitzpatrick to be able to lean on and learn from it when he comes out of the game and see what's going on. But he's got to get in there and learn the speed of the game, and the only way to do that is you got to play.
And it's been a while since he has played. That was November of last year at Starkville when he suffered the gruesome injury, entirely legal hit. It was just football, but it's been a while since he's had laps around the track, and he's going to take his licks because that offensive line I think is either 30th or 31st out of 32 according to Pro Football Focus in offensive line efficiency. And no, I don't know the Pythagorean theorem on how they figure that, Jeff, but I'm going to take it on faith value. And I think it was always planned at the open date, regardless what the record is. That's when whether Fitzmagic 6-0 or 3-3 or whatever, that's when we go to Tungavaloa.
See, I hear you about wanting to get this guy some play and some snaps. He is the future. I don't disagree with that. But when you take a look, Buffalo has now lost 2 in a row. They're 4-2. You can win this division. Do you not want to be good this year? And this guy's gotten you to 3-3. Look, maybe he is killing it in practice that they just go, we can't. I mean, and that I guess is the only thing that would make sense to me. But, you know, you've got a team that scored 160 points in the 6 games. They're one of the better offenses. They're plus 47. They've won 2 games in a row. It's a weird time in my mind to be making changes.
Well, again, you know, you this is the face of your franchise. This is the future of your team, and he has to get in there and get his snap. And of course, you certainly you're not trying to mortgage the season, but he apparently is demonstrating that he's ready to play, and I think he's going to show us that he's capable. It helps too that when you see, you know, the rookie quarterback in San Diego playing well, and you're getting a chance to get out there and do what he can do. The only way quarterbacks get better is playing. They just don't get better on the sidelines. And you need this guy to get out there and show what he can do. I think he's going to be a great talent.
You know what? I agree with you that this is influenced by Justin Herbert, the quarterback at San Diego, or not San Diego, for the Chargers.
Los Angeles. Got to see what we got.
But wait a second. The Chargers are 1-4.
Well, that's true.
That's the difference to me.
The Dolphins are going nowhere.
Well, the quarterback is playing. He's turning some heads, though.
He's great. He's playing because the starter. They literally ripped up his lung inadvertently, so he couldn't play. And then this kid shows what he could do. But the difference is now this team is 1-4. As good as he's played, they've only won 1 game, and you've got a Miami team that is sitting here in second place in their division, and Buffalo is going the other way. I mean, they could win their division, and to me, that trumps everything. I want to win.
Well, I mean, that doesn't the two aren't mutually exclusive. I mean, they could potentially win with Tua. I mean, they just got to put him out there and let him do what he can do. They apparently think he can do what Ryan Fitzpatrick is doing and then some, and that's why they want to put him out there, and I'm looking forward to seeing him play.
The Titans and the Steelers, they have a good one coming up this Sunday.
Ooh, wow.
Are the Chiefs kind of tacking back where they like to be, 5-1, but kind of laughing at the undefeateds, knowing that everything will eventually go through the Super Bowl champs in the AFC?
Well, I like the way you put that, but you know they understand it's a grind. You know, they don't anticipate they're going to be undefeated. I like the way they played this weekend because they determined that they were going to run. If you're going to take away their deep ball and their deep passing game, they're going to run it. And they did it and did it successfully. Then they've got Le'Veon Bell joining the party this weekend. So they're not sweating it, and they like flying under the radar if they can. But, you know, Pittsburgh and Tennessee, to me, that's the game of the season so far because both of these teams are playing well on both sides of the ball, and that's going to be a very interesting game.
Okay, so they're both 5-0, and here's Kansas City with the 1-loss 5-1. Which of those 3 teams is still the best team in the AFC or in the NFL, for that matter?
I think I like Pittsburgh, and the reason I like Pittsburgh is, of course, you know, they've discovered a new talent in their rookie receiver that's given Ben one more target to throw to, but their defense, to me, on both sides of the ball, they're the most balanced. I think they're well coached, and of course, Andy Reid is a great coach as well. But for me, coming out of the gate so far, I think the Steelers are playing a little bit better. Not by far, but I like them a little bit better than the other 2 teams. But I tell you, you know, the way Ryan Tannehill is 12-3 since he became a starter, and I mean He's playing fantastic. We know that they're formidable running the football. Tennessee is great. Their defense is still kind of learning how to play together and be consistent. So I give the Steelers just a slight edge because of the way that their defense and offense are both playing.
Wow. All right. Last thing before we let you go, I got to go to the NFC. Look who leads the Northern Division. The Chicago Bears, the only team with a better record in the whole NFC now, is Seattle, and I would give you, I think they're the best team. The Bears are now ahead of the Packers. Bears are 5-1. Packers are 4-1. Bears going to make the playoffs?
I think so. I mean, I think so because
everybody makes the playoffs this year.
Well, yeah. You know that the NFC least is only going to send one representative, and the NFC South, outside of Tampa, nobody's setting the world on fire. Teddy Bridgewater is playing well, but they really miss Christian McCaffrey. Yeah, I mean, the Bears, if they can keep it up, Nick Foles came back and played better this week. I like the Bears' chances, absolutely.
Bears play the Rams Monday night. Here's the one thing, seriously, because I would tell you, I agree the Bears are the worst 5-1 team I've seen in a long time. But they do play good defense. They really do.
They do.
And the line's better.
But here's my question. And I don't know that any team that started off 5-1 hasn't made the playoffs. That would be one we'd have to dig.
I bet we could find one.
Yeah, I'm sure.
5-1?
I'm sure we can find one.
Probably the Bears.
5-1. You only got to win 4 games.
That's the tough
to
part.
Get it. Oh, come on.
Yeah,
4 more games. They're there.
It's the National Football League, Dave.
It is the NFL.
Yeah.
Jeff,
Thank
you so
Thank
much.
you,
We
Jeff.
appreciate it.
We do.
Enjoyed it.
You got it, man.
Okay, guys.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Jeff Moore with us every Tuesday. And look, we're going to watch the World Series tonight. So you got to stock up on some food, or you got to go out for an early dinner. And I know the perfect place. That's Jason's Deli. Any location, any of these locations, Ridgeway Road, Poplar and Highland, Olive Branch, and Cordova, all that great food. They like to say wholesome food forever. It's a family thing. It's very much a family atmosphere. Almost 200 Memphis area employees, and they didn't have to lay off anybody during all these uncertain times. In fact, they've added staff. They've made everything contactless, everything delivered to you at the car if need be. The locations are open with the proper distancing and all the safety protocols that we're in, like the salad bar that has over 30 items to choose from. Used to, you'd go stock up and you'd do it all yourself. Now they prepare it for you, trying to be very safe. It was always clean as it could be in any of these locations, even cleaner now. And all the great food like the broccoli cheese soup, the chicken noodle soup, the fire roasted tortilla. I love the chili. It's beanless chili. I love that with sour cream, onions, and cheese on top. And then the salads. Mesa chicken salad, chicken club salad, the Big Chef salad, the taco salad, all great. All the meats, breads, spreads, cheeses, and those sandwiches. Dave says the best Reuben in town.
Yep.
And Dave, he's one of the few people on scholarship. He can go in and poach the ice cream. But most of the rest of us, if you're in the locations like Ridgeway Road, Poplar and Highland, Olive Branch, and Cordova, the free ice cream comes complimentary at the end of your meal. Check them out online as well at jasonsdeli.com.
We pause for just a little bit. When we come back, texter with a really good question. And I'd love your take on this, Brett Norsworthy.
Saw that as well.
We are back in just 1 minute.
Memphis Tiger fans, catch the Blue and Gray Show with John Stacy and Drew Barrett, Sunday nights from 5 till 7, right here on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
You get to choose at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Right now, take your pick from 2021 Kia Forte or 2020 Kia Soul. $149 a month lease, 36 months. Plus the all-new 2021 Kia K5 with more passenger cargo headroom and legroom volume than Toyota Camry. Plus a warranty that blows Toyota away with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Now $189 a month lease, 36 months. And get 2020 K900 $10,000 off MSRP. So get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or shop 24/7 KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J and he'll put you in a new Kia today.
Leases $31.49 due at signing. 0 security deposit excludes ACQ fee $10,000 per year. 20 cents excess mileage. $650 acquisition fee. Forte ME $275 $992. MSRP $20,510. Sold L706 $3372. MSRP $21,885. K5 MG 003 MSRP $25,725. K900 MSRP $65,610. L60 $26,907. L60 $21,220. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF $695 excludes tax file and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020. Dealer stock only. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why.
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together.
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except apparently about their radio ads.
Have you thought about the holidays yet? Our friends at Window Genie not only clean windows, gutters, and concrete, they also hang holiday lights. Window Genie has a Christmas light rental program that includes custom design, installation, maintenance, takedown, and storage for your home or office. The best part, they're offering 15% off if you book by November 1st. Spend more time with friends and family this year and less time on the ladder. Call today for a free estimate, 901-424-4100. Window Genie, 901-424-4100.
36-month leases, $31.49 due at signing. 0 security deposit excludes ACQ fee $10,000 per year. 20 cents excess mileage. $650 acquisition fee. Forte ME $275 $992. MSRP $20,510. Sold L706 $3372. MSRP $21,885. K5 MG 003 199. MSRP $25,725. K900 MSRP $65,610. L60 $26,907. L60 $21,220. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF $695 excludes tax file and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020. Dealer stock only. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Where can you find best mass market branded initial quality 5 years running for Kia with JD Powers? We Gossett at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah. Take your pick, 2021 Kia Forte or 2020 Kia Soul. $149 a month lease, 36 months. 2021 Kia K5 beats Toyota Camry with more passenger cargo headroom and legroom volume, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. $189 a month lease for 36 months, all just $31.49 due at signing. Plus 2020 K900, $10,000 off MSRP. So come get happy at Gossett Kia, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Now, more of Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wolo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by Homer Skelton Hyundai. Here once again are Dave Woloshin and Brad Norsworthy.
Situation wrecks me. I can't stand the way you do it.
Welcome back in. Final portion of hour number 2 is brought to you by Ken Garland Custom Home Builders. Ken knows it's a big deal. It's a real big deal. You're going to build that dream home. Maybe you're looking for land for that dream home. He's got it. Maybe you've got a piece of that land. It's been in your family forever. You're not sure what to do with it. Ken knows. Here's what you really needed to go to kengarland.com. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And then give him a call. He's a great guy to talk with. He's an interesting, rare guy because he sees the little details and the big picture all at once. Perfect for a guy who, for 2 generations now, he and his dad, well, they've built these palaces throughout our Metroplex. That number is 751-1632. Maybe it's a renovation you want, renovation with innovation. It puts all the modern amenities into your older home. You love your lot. You love your location. You don't want to go. He'll make your old home a modern palace, or maybe you're looking for a new development. A gated community by Boyle that Ken is associated with is called the Leylon. It's on Messick Road, east of Kirby to McVeigh. You can check that out, too, on the website. It's 4-bedroom home starting at about $875. Again, you interested? Call 751-1632. Ken Garland Custom Home Builder. So a texter on the First Bank text line says, question, if Memphis or UCF were in the SEC, where would they rank as of today? So I think you probably know and have seen up close the SEC a little bit better than I have. I think you saw pretty close up Memphis with Arkansas State. So you may be a little bit better qualified. I've watched a bunch of this. Look,
I think they'd rank just fine.
Let's face it. They're Alabama, Georgia, and probably Florida.
All right, now
are
I think
ahead
the
of
standard for this is if those teams played home, away, and neutral. This would take a long time to go through all that.
Right.
But let's boil it down. There's very little defense being played anywhere.
Right.
It's about firepower at a lot of places.
Memphis has it.
I was very unimpressed with Florida and Alabama's defensive efforts when I saw them in person. I was very impressed with Arkansas's defensive effort when I saw them in person. And I can't figure out Kentucky. They're one of the more exasperating teams. But except for Alabama, and I don't even know that Alabama come into a normal Liberty Bowl stadium that would be packed for that game and rocking. I think everything's up for grabs. I'm
Really?
not saying they'd win every one of those combinations. They wouldn't. But it wouldn't be anything that, oh, no, Georgia's real good. I think Georgia's very good, but it wouldn't be one of those of, oh, no, we can't even dare think about going down on the Plains or to Starkville or to Oxford or to Fayetteville or to Knoxville. I just don't think that's the case at all.
No, I agree. I think Alabama and Georgia. I throw in Florida just based on the number of athletes they have, but you're right.
The stereotype of Florida, again, it's why it's so very dangerous to stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
Man, when they came out for warm-ups in Oxford that day, just everywhere you looked, those defensive players, I'll take that one, I take that one,
Sure.
take him, take those
Yeah.
two, that
Oh, yeah.
three, that secondary grouping. They didn't crack an egg. They didn't do anything. They just were not physical at all.
Yeah.
And it wasn't hot. It wasn't brutal. And if it was hot,
Well,
they've been practicing in the heat.
I still contend
wasn't.
that is part of the after effect of spread offenses.
It is, Dave, the residual, because if you don't see it on Tuesday and Wednesday in practice, and forever under Coach Nick Saban, and I think this is what Coach Kirby Smart's trying to instill, and I think Jeremy Pruitt as well, they want to make Tuesday and Wednesday tougher than game day. Simulated, rough stuff, big boy football. And that's hard to do if you don't have a lot of depth. Alabama and Georgia enjoy that even if we lost a guy to a too physical of a Tuesday practice, we got another one. Most folks don't. So if you can't do it, you're not used to seeing it when you run into it.
Well, I'm going to take the opposite tact here because you talk about those great guys when they come off the bus, how good they look. Then let me give you two guys that are nicknamed the Smurfs, O'Brien Goodson and JoJo Dorsius.
Mm-hmm.
You see them come off the bus, you're not worried until
but then you see the
they
tape.
get in the game.
Mm-hmm. And they play
then
their
you see
tails
speed,
off.
technique, how they've been developed.
How
and
they've been
and,
coached.
And it's a different game. You may actually have rated them a little bit higher than I might have, but the truth is the upper echelon of the American at this point can definitely compete with almost every echelon
I don't know if that translates into a win every time they play, but competing, yes.
Absolutely.
It's not cover your eyes and give up.
And that's 2 hours in the books. When we come back, always looking forward to talking with Bo Marchant. I'm sure he is excited about the Steelers and the Titans. We'll be talking about that and a lot of NFL when we return.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Chris Price here for Brian Elder Roofing. The storms we've had over the past several months have been devastating to our communities. The rainy season is ahead. You may have not even noticed the dripping in your attic, water stains throughout your home, or even worse, mold and mildew. Please call Brian Elder Roofing and we will send out our project managers to assess any damage. We will not try to sell you a roof if all you need is a repair. We will measure your roof from outer space. 0% for 60 months, even no payments till 2022 are available with approved credit. If you've noticed missing shingles, water stains, leaks in your roof, call us before you call your insurance company at 867-0303. That's 867-0303, and we will provide a free, thorough inspection of your roof's condition.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
36-month leases, $31.49 due at signing. 0 security deposit. Excludes ACQ fee, $10,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $6.50 acquisition fee. Forte ME 275,992, MSRP 20,510. Sold L706 3372, MSRP 21,885. K5 MG 003,199, MSRP 25,725. K900 MSRP 65,610. L60 26,907. L60 21,220. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax final license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020. Dealer stock only. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Where can you find best mass market branded initial quality 5 years running for Kia with J.D. Powers? We Gossett and Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah. Take your pick, 2021 Kia Forte or 2020 Kia Soul. $149 a month lease, 36 months. 2021 Kia K5 beats Toyota Camry with more passenger cargo headroom and legroom volume, plus a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. $189 a month lease for 36 months, all just $31.49 due at signing. Plus 2020 K900, $10,000 off MSRP. So come get happy at Gossett Kia, 2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
If you want it, we Gossett and Gossett Motor Cars.
In today's world, a lot is going on, but one thing is always true. You need to take care of yourself. The skin clinics can help. Age, diet, genetics, and current events can conspire to make you look and feel much older than you are. It doesn't have to be that way. Call the skin clinics and let their expertly trained nurses, estheticians, and staff choose the treatment that best suits you and your pocket. There's so much you can do. Consider skin resurfacing and rejuvenation, lash extensions and specialty brows, injectables, medical grade chemical peels, laser hair reduction, waxing, facials, makeup applications, and even services just for men. The Skin Clinics has it all in a caring, safe environment, always observing current social distancing guidelines. Go to theskinclinic.com to find out more and call today for your appointment at 901-345-SKIN. That's 901-345-SKIN. Taking care of yourself is good for you and your loved ones. Come to the Skin Clinics, 1300 Wolf Park Drive in Germantown.
I'm a big fan of Town Village, and there is always something to do year-round. Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. Looking for a great place to retire, but you still have a very active lifestyle? Then visit Town Village. Only requirements that you're 55 plus. Prices per month starting at $24.50. The Gourmet Chef welcomes you to visit our restaurant and bistro. Package includes 3 complimentary meals per day, maid service, free local transportation, monthly coffee club, themed dinner parties, lots of fun. Visit us and call Daniel or Bo at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home. Town Village Audubon Park.
You get to choose at Gossett Kia on the Pike. Right now, take your pick from 2021 Kia Forte or 2020 Kia Soul. $149 a month lease, 36 months. Plus the all-new 2021 Kia K5 with more passenger cargo headroom and legroom volume than Toyota Camry. Plus a warranty that blows Toyota away with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Now $189 a month lease, 36 months. And get 2020 K900, $10,000 off MSRP. So get your Kia on at Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike or shop 24/7 KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J and he'll put you in a new Kia today.
Leases $31.49 due at signing. 0 security deposit. Excludes ACQ fee, $10,000 per year, 20 cents excess mileage, $6.50 acquisition fee. Forte ME 275,992, MSRP 20,510. Sold L706 3372, MSRP 21,885. K5 MG 003,199, MSRP 25,725. K900 MSRP 65,610. L60 26,907. L60 21,220. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax final license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020. Dealer stock only. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, WPGFLP Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Welcome back to Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Here once again are Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy.
Final hour on this busy Tuesday. We start every Tuesday at 5 o'clock talking NFL with Bo Marchant from collegetopro.com. But first, I want to tell you, hey, Tennessee, sports betting, it's almost here. Next week, FanDuel Sportsbook, they're giving you an exclusive offer to get started right now. FanDuel Sportsbook giving users $50 in free bets just for signing up. You heard that right. They're giving you $50 in free site credit to register and verify early, no deposit required. FanDuel, America's #1 sports betting site for a reason. There are a lot of reasons, too. They've got odds on all the biggest sports and a simple, intuitive app that makes it easy to find the bet you're looking for, then lock it in, like tonight on the World Series, last night on the 2 Monday night games, the Thursday night game, all the weekend action. And unlike other sports books, once you win, FanDuel gets you your cash in as little as 24 hours. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. But right now, the right thing for you to do is download the FanDuel Sportsbook app and check out their fantastic app for yourself. Just be sure to sign up and register using promo code CASH so they know we sent you. When you verify your account, you'll receive $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. That's promo code CASH to get $50 in site credit when FanDuel Sportsbook is live. Must be 21 or older and present in Tennessee. Site credit is non-withdrawable and expires 7 days after receipt. Terms apply. See sportsbook.fanduel.com for details. For problem gambling support, call 1-800-889-9789. We talk the NFL after I tell you about DeSoto Auto Sales down on Goodman Road, 5704 Goodman Road. Come on down to DeSoto County for that town and country experience at DeSoto Auto Sales. Check them out online, all the beautiful cars and all the happy referrals at DeSotoAutosales.com. All the cars test driven, checked out bumper to bumper, unlimited inventory, every make, every model. And if it's not on the lot, they'll go out and find it for you. Kind, courteous employees, laid back atmosphere, and they know we're living in a world today that time matters. And that's why you will enjoy the ultimate car experience. You walk in within 45 minutes, test drive your car, credit approved, paperwork completed, and you're out of there in 45 minutes. In time to do it over your busy lunch hour or like right now, immediately after work. Before you get home tonight, you can be in your new car from DeSoto Auto Sales down on Goodman Road, 662-890-7184. Come on down to DeSoto County for that town and country experience at DeSoto Auto Sales.
We've had a good day already, talking a lot of football, both college and pro football. We've got a World Series that starts tonight, the Dodgers and the Rays. We did have 342 new cases of COVID in Shelby County today, and it is still happening all over the place. Let's hope we get all the football games in this weekend, pro and college, because there were 9,400 new cases in the United States in the last 24 hours. They set records, not in a good way, in 14 different states for hospitalization space. So we're at the highest levels now since summer when it comes to COVID. I just saw a spot on getting flu shots too, and I should point out, because I'm going to get mine. You know, if you're an advocate or you're against it, I'm not going to argue with you. Do what you feel is best for yourself. But I just did want to let you know, because I did a little research here. If you go to, say, someplace like the Shot Nurse, I'm giving them a little free plug here, but they have one for those that are under 65 and those that are older 65. Also, there's another shot out there that you can get at a doctor's office that's called the 4 strain. And they were just telling me, my doctor even said this, the senior flu shot, if you're over 65, is actually the best for you, better than the 4 strain or the one that's under 65. So just a little bit of food.
I got mine September 4th.
Well, you know what? You're always ahead of the game. You're smart, and that's the way to go, because we're worried about spikes. And some people think, and I haven't seen the science on this,
that it could lessen the severity if you got the virus.
If you did get COVID. So there's
look,
another thing.
I'm with you on the whole vaccine stuff, and I don't want the anti-vaxxers on me. Just, okay, fine, that's what you want to do. But I've been getting one forever. I've never had the flu. I don't think Bill Gates is tracking me. I don't think the Bilderberg Society is tracking me, and I'm good to go.
I will be good to go in the next few days. That is for sure, now that I've done all my research. In the meantime, he's done his research too. Bo Marchant can't even sleep at night. He's so excited about his Steelers and the Titans Saturday afternoon. How are you?
Sunday. That's a big one.
Sunday afternoon, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. No, it is a big one. It's an exciting time. And thinking about the Titans, we were talking, I've been, very cautious of Ryan Tannehill, but I think at this point, and this is the 1-year anniversary, remind you that he took over from Marcus Mariota. And 1 year later, his quarterback rating is the best in the National Football League. And what he's been able to do, and I was very, very skeptical if he could keep that momentum going, but he has. And it has allowed that Titans offense to really, really blossom. You can't put 8 men in the box anymore and try to stop Derrick Henry, who's been phenomenal, and it allows them just another opportunity to go downfield and make big plays. And we saw that this past weekend against the Texans. And I think that's why Romeo Cornell, went for 2 points. He was criticized, but I just think the last 2 drives, the Titans went down the field very quickly, and I just think he thought, and I don't know this, but hey, we're not going to stop this Titans offense. Our best chance to win is right now, and then we'll go from there. But at the end of the day, the Steelers are playing well. One thing I'm very cautious of, and I didn't want to type it when I left the stadium Sunday when I was writing my piece, but they were 6-2-1 in 2018, and they beat the Carolina Panthers. And it was probably one of the most well-rounded wins they had that season. 6-2-1. They're poised for the playoffs. They go to Jacksonville and struggle, and then the whole season they fail. They fail to make the playoffs, and they just stack up the losses. So I thought last week against Cleveland, it was one of their best games. So if you're a Steeler fan, Steeler Nation, hopefully they don't fall in that same conundrum that they found themselves in 2018 when they had a big win, 3-phase win in terms of special teams, defense, and offense. But at the end of the day, a very, very exciting game that's going to be COVID. The COVID game that was, jettisoned to this weekend because they had to cancel earlier.
It's big stakes Sunday between Vrabel that is showing he might be the best out of the Belichick coaching tree, a really good one out of that, and Mike Tomlin, one of the lifers, destined, I think, someday for Canton. And the receiver play they're getting, the offensive line, Big Ben comfortable. And, Bo, I took the bait. Last Friday when we did picks, I took Cleveland.
It's funny, as everybody walking into the stadium that day, we always, you're just talking amongst yourselves and, who do you have today? And ironically, a lot of people, even the, Pittsburgh media, had Cleveland. And I thought, I didn't see it. And I still thought, I didn't think it was going to be that type of game. I thought it'd be a lot closer. I wouldn't have been surprised if Cleveland did prevail. But I thought at the end of the day, Pittsburgh would be the victorious team. But, I did not see this coming. They got after Baker early. They forced them into mistakes. And that's the one thing with Cleveland. They've come, they opened up in Baltimore. They got down early against Baltimore. They're still able to move the ball on the ground, but they're not a come-from-behind type team. And their 4 wins that they had, they were ahead at halftime. They were behind at halftime both in Baltimore and in Pittsburgh, and they lost those games. And I think Baker Mayfield has to prove that he can lead this team. Even that Dallas win, that was the ground game. And, you're going to win any way you can. But at the end of the day, Baker's going to have to put that team on his shoulders. He has all the capable weapons and Landry. They have Beckham. They brought in Austin Hooper. They have all these intangibles for him to succeed. And it just seems like he hasn't taken that next step. And Brett, we're both Mayfield guys. I want to see this guy succeed. I love them coming out of Oklahoma. I thought he was deserving of that number 1 pick he was. But, right now, when you think number 1 pick, he is not playing like a number 1 type pick. And they're struggling. Granted, 4-2, they're still going to be excited because, 4 wins for Cleveland is more than they had in a 3-stretch year when they won 1 game. So, you can't argue with that. But at the end of the day, they do have some things. Beckham was throwing a tantrum at the beginning of the game. He took off his shoe, his helmet.
Slung his helmet.
Yeah,
What's new?
He was, he was in a tantrum. And, Stefan Fanowski, their coach, that's one of those things you just got to question, if Beckham, kind of like an Antonio Brown thing is, maybe you're best off going somewhere else so we can kind of try to take control of this locker room.
I've said it for years. I swear if I was the head coach, and now I would go to the equipment and to the clubbies and to the staffers, the next time he slings his helmet down and ear pads go everywhere and mouthpiece and chin strap, you better not go pick it up for him. He can pick it up and assemble the gear back together. You better not pick it up for him.
Yeah. And, and then watching the Steelers play and watching Roethlisberger play with all these young receivers and the way he can distribute the ball. And one of the most pleasant things I took from their victory this Sunday was after the game, I'm writing my piece and I look up and I see Juju Smith, and he's a big TikTok guy. He does all these dances. He's always posing himself dancing.
Dave's
big
on TikTok, Bo.
Was Dave big on dancing on TikTok?
Yeah. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But Juju went out to the middle of the field. He had somebody film him. I knew what he was doing. He was doing his TikTok video. But he was out there celebrating a game where he had one catch.
Yeah.
Now, we could talk about another receiver that after a victory, and I could even go back to Mike Wallace the same way, where they were victorious, but they weren't the star of the game, and they were begrudged on the victory, but they're not getting that. So when you have your star receiver, he's just happy that they're 5-0, and I think that takes the pressure off Ben. He doesn't have to worry about where he's going with the football. If he's going to throw it to 19, if he's going to throw it to 13, if he's going to throw it to number 11, their rookie Chase Claypool. It doesn't matter where the ball is going. It's a very cohesive unit right now.
Well, I still am questioning Mayfield. I know he had that bad year last year. He seemed like he was really turning it around, and we see so much talent within this guy. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt this week. Sometimes things like a waterfall, they start running away from you, and that's what happened in that game. And let's give Pittsburgh credit. They've got one of the best defenses in the entire National Football League. In fact, I think they have the least amount of points scored on them so far. And so I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I asked this earlier, but I'm going to ask you too. Brett seems to go with it. Miami's won 2 games in a row. They're 3-3 now, and they're going to make a change at quarterback, even though this Fitzpatrick has absolutely contributed. And look, they could win their division. They're one game behind Buffalo that's going the other way. Would you make that move to Tua at this point?
I wouldn't have. We know at the end of the day we all could talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick for the next hour. He's a journeyman. We know all that stuff. Like everything that you just mentioned, Dave, the 2 wins in a row, the 3-3, they're playing good football. This came as a surprise. And I know the bond between Fitzpatrick and Tua. Fitzpatrick has totally embraced this young man. I mean, we saw it, how he was revving up the crowd when Tua came in. But he has really taken this kid under his wing, and he's really, when you hear the things coming out of Miami, this is a close bond. I don't think that's going to, change the situation because Fitzpatrick knew his role from day one when they drafted Tua. But at the end of the day, Brian Flores and this team and what they were able to do last year when everyone thought they were tanking, and they still were very competitive. And the same thing this year. I thought it was strange. I don't know what the solution is, especially like you said, they're so close. The way the Bills are playing, and I still think long-term, they're going to win more games than they lose. They played a couple good teams this past week. But at the end of the day, very surprising. I wish I could say why I really, really thought. I wish I had a reason. I was shocked when I heard the news that Tua would become, because they got a bye week. They're going to come out of that bye week, and Tua's going to be the guy.
I saw a funny tweet today. It said, #Bama privilege, and that Harvard always gets abused like this.
There are some brilliant people out there that tweet some things. There are some
Harvard
fun
and Yale
minds.
never catches a break, do they?
No.
I think in the long run
they
too.
make the breaks, baby. They make the breaks.
When they're doing big hedge fund things, they're making their breaks.
Yeah.
I guess I have to go to my my standard Bear question. Are they going to beat out Green Bay in that division? Are you starting to believe the Bears play good defense?
Nagy had to have this year, didn't he? Can we agree on that?
Yeah, well, he did. Absolutely.
Dave, can I be honest with you? I was going to propose you something, but I'm too chicken to do it. I was going to propose. But
Come on, baby.
I was going to propose this, but I'm like, Bo, you really got to think before you speak. I was going to say at this point, at this juncture, I'll take the Vikings having more wins than the Bears by the end of the season.
Oh, okay. Now
I
we
know.
are.
But I wouldn't. Dalvin Cook hurt, and I think Zimmer's in trouble.
Yeah, but
let me just put it like this.
Propose that, but I did
Hold on.
He's got a great record at winning these side bets.
I
paid one off today.
I just want to say that there is a pizza place. It's my favorite food. It'll be the last meal. If I can control this, this will be the last thing I eat on earth.
You can control this.
It's
I want to see it.
Lou Malnati's Pizza. And you can order it 1-800-LOU or Malnat, whatever it is. And I'll put up, 3 or 4 pizzas, whatever the box is that's frozen, they send to you. I'll put that up against, you give me whatever in Youngstown is like their staple.
That donut place you told us about, Bo.
Oh yeah, the donut place. Yeah, that's legit. That's about as good as it gets.
Yeah, but you can't freeze that and send that. That's not good.
Wait, we maybe have to one day it. Just get them there. You might have a 24-hour window. I don't know, but they're that
we'll
good.
Get the pot right. We'll get the pot. I'm going to Youngstown next year if we have the Hall of Fame ceremony and see Bo, and then go to Canton for the festivities.
There you go.
So I can eat your food there.
We'll gain 100 pounds. We'll gain 100 pounds. People, you're going to get back to. You're going to get back to the station. They're going to think, what did you do? You gained 30 pounds in a weekend.
I can't wait.
I will bet you that the Bears have more W's than the Vikings. Absolutely, positively.
I don't trust Kirk Cousins at all.
Yeah. Well, no, again, I was going to propose. We got this on. I hope we recorded this. Drew had to record this. I proposed it. But, yeah. So I proposed. I was going to propose, but I came to my senses.
Back
I'm
away.
like, no.
Back away, Bo. Back away.
Back away, but.
Back away.
It was in the realm of thought. It was in the realm of thought.
Dave,
oh man,
Dave, I saw you eating today. You don't need to eat anymore.
Yeah, you're right. I ate good today. That was a good bet. Yeah. All right. So you have no faith in the Bears.
And Bo Dalvin Cook.
I do. You know what? The offense is still. Foles is. Foles did not look good this past weekend. The ground game's still a mess. The defense is playing very well. They got a lot to figure out. Fortunately, they have the record that they do. They're 5-1 and they're winning. And at the end of the day, wins are wins. That's what gets you to the playoffs, and that's what keeps your job. But I just have a lot of questions. Right now we know there's a lot of bad football teams out there. You look across the landscape, Minnesota, the Texans. There's some of these teams out there that I don't really think their record indicates who they are, and anyone who wants to just strictly go off that, the record says what you are, but, I think there's still more to that than what we see. And I just don't know if the maintaining ability until the Bears can figure out that offense, if they're going to succeed long-term this year.
Will the NFC East be won by a team under 500? The NFC East.
That's an easy bet, isn't it? Yeah.
The Cowboys.
Yeah, that's an easy one. Yeah.
Are the first team since the merger.
What if somebody did it at 6-10? Well, 7-9 would be embarrassing.
6-10 would really be, and that could happen.
And you know what, Bo? You know what it'll kick off. Reseed the playoff teams when it happens about one out of ever so often.
It does, and every year there's a bad playoff team. We've seen 8-8s get in, and and think about this year. We have an expanded playoffs of 7 teams, so it's I don't think we're gonna have 2 7-9 type teams make the playoffs. But at the end of the day, the NFC East, it's a bad division. It's crazy to think that, the Cowboys with a 2-4 record or, in first place, it's just crazy. But I don't even think you guys know, Dalton played his first game with the Cowboys last night. I know that Zeke turnovers did not help his cause, but, he needs to settle down. Hopefully he can play better. But if you watch the Philadelphia Eagles play, they're physical, they're gritty, they're banged up right now. I think if they can get healthy quickly, I think they're going to be the team to beat, just because the Cowboys have so many issues. 36 points a game, the worst in the league. I just think Philadelphia can steal that division from them with the losing record.
I agree with that, but they got to get healthy, as you mentioned. Their best weapon, I think, besides their quarterback, is their tight end Ertz, and he's out for a while now, right? How long is he?
Yeah,
he's gone for
3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
High ankle sprain, 3 to 4 weeks, and then Dallas Goedert, their other top tight end, he's currently not playing. So Miles Sanders is going to be out this week. So they have really been snake bitten by the injury bug. But at the end of the day, they really put that team to task last week. They're playing hard. I saw them in Pittsburgh. Even Pittsburgh, they really had the battle to put that team away and get the win. And I just think for Peterson to have those guys playing the way that they do, and Dallas just looks the offense. We knew they were scoring points, but last night 10 points. They could not move the football. Mike Nolan or Mike McCarthy hire when he came in. You don't know how long he's going to be there, because McCarthy's at least got 1 year. Jerry Jones is not going to say he failed at his selection on head coach, but a couple more games and the 30-plus points, what they're going to allow, you think Mike McCarthy might have to make a change at defensive coordinator.
he might. All right, last thing for Beau Marchant from collegetopro.com. The New York Jets are the last team in the National Football League without a win. Will they win a game this year?
Yeah, they'll win. You know what? If the Chiefs can lose a game this year, then I believe that the Jets can win a game. It's a crazy NFL league, and how fitting it is for this offensive guru to have another shutout added to his head coaching resume. Adam Gase, a beautiful shutout for you once again, and when you're supposed to be this offensive wizard.
What Tannehill is doing makes him look even worse.
It does.
Exactly.
It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you guys brought that up. I've thought, you think about how Tannehill looked in Miami, and then, again, 1 year anniversary when he comes in to replace Marcus Mariota, and he's been phenomenal. I just didn't know if he could do it because we see a lot of one-hit wonders, come in and then they kind of settle back, but it doesn't seem he regressed. He's actually gotten better, and you don't know how much. I guess you just have to say, was he that hampered under the tutelage, under the coaching style of what Adam Gase has done? We know Sam Darnold hasn't taken that next step. They haven't surrounded him with any weapons, and my sympathy goes out to all those New York Jets guys because they're in a very hard place. It has to be a bad atmosphere. I mean, McClellan, they trade McClendon that night. I mean, who trades a guy the night of the game? And I read the report where he didn't even fly home with the team. He was in Jacksonville, so he actually rented a car and drove straight to Tampa Bay. So that kind of shows you that, I don't even need to get my things at home. I'm going straight to this new team.
Yeah. I'm wondering, who is the quarterback whisperer for the Tennessee Titans? Who's their quarterback coach? It's not Vrabel. We know that. Oh, is it Arthur Smith? Arthur Smith? He's the OC.
Oh, no.
Is he the quarterback coach?
I think he's the guru.
Well, he's a heck of a developer then.
Arthur Smith's going to be a head coach.
Yeah. No, I think you're right about that. Wow. Beau, as always, we appreciate it, and we will good luck this week. If you see Randy Fichtner or Keith Butler, tell them we say hello, will you?
All right, guys. Hey, you guys stay safe. We'll talk next week.
You got it, man. That is Beau Marchant from collegetopro.com. He's brought to you by Conway. Conway Services, heating, cooling, plumbing, electric, and, of course, the famous tune-ups. And right now, John's even adding, besides the 16-point Energy Saver Super Tune-up on your system for $69, he's going to give you a heating system safety check at no charge. So he comes in, he does the 16-point little tune-up inside, changes out your filter, then goes outside. He's going to get all of the dirt and the grime and the leaves from that outside unit. It's like taking your conditioning system there to a car wash. He does all that for $69, and now he's going to throw in a carbon monoxide test, and he does it all for $69. That system safety check at no extra charge gives you peace of mind. It really does. So you want that for sure right now, while it's still warm, before it gets cold and you really got to rely on that heater. Please call 384-3511. Get the tune-up, get the safety check with the carbon monoxide, all for $69. Just call 384-3511. Conway Services, heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. There was a coaching hire in the NBA today. We'll see what Ron Tillery, the original Grizzlies beat writer, thinks about that when we come back in just a moment.
Want to get your voice heard? Hit us up on the First Bank phone line or First Bank text line.
Try Vicks VapoCool Drops in Honey Lemon Chill for a fast-acting relief of honey lemon. Not to mention a soothing chill. So remember, Vicks VapoCool Drops are honey lemon and honey lemon. Honey lemon. Yeah, honey lemon chill. Get fast-acting relief with Vicks VapoCool Drops in Honey Lemon Chill. Use as directed.
Jeep Adventure Days and Ram Power Days are rocking at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on Covington Pike. And guess who's got #1 ranked brand in initial quality and driver appeal among mass market brands? We Gossett! 2020 Jeep Cherokee Latitude IIHS top safety pick. $21,560 or $275 a month. Or get muscle with 2020 Dodge Challenger XST with best in-class cargo volume. $24,348 or $314 a month. Plus get rammed up in a 2020 Ram 1500 Classic Crew Cab 4x2. We Gossett at $388 a month. Drive past the rest. Come to the best Gossett Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat 1901 Covington Pike. Online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Ranked by J.D. Power's IQS and appeal studies, all 75 months at 4.11 APR, 3,500 down, must finance through Chrysler Cherokee, LD 643160, MSRP 28,190, Challenger LHS 214,740, MSRP 31,180, Ram LG 293,29, MSRP 37,855, includes all rebates and incentives. Kia 695 excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Jay Farner here, CEO of Rocket Mortgage. Making the right financial decisions has never been more important. When you turn to Rocket Mortgage, we can help guide you to those right decisions now, when they matter most. Mortgage rates are near historic lows, so now is a great time to call 8338-ROCKET. And if you need some extra money, a cash-out refinance could give you that financial boost you're looking for. Call today at 8338-ROCKET or go to rocketmortgage.com to learn more.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
All 75 months at 2.99. Mirage LHO 10129. G4 LHF 07863. Eclipse LZO 15893. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/1/2020 with approved credit dealer stock only.
How about a brand new ride that gets 43 mpg highway, seats 5, plus costs less than $4 a day? We Gossett at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. 2020 Mitsubishi Mirage. Buy for $11,100 or $99 a month. 2020 G4, 41 mpg highway, $139 a month, or buy for $12,435. And 2020 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, $19,107 or $229 a month. Plus confidence today, tomorrow, and long into the future with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Mirage, $99 a month. Mirage G4, $139 a month. And Eclipse Cross, $229 a month. Get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Welcome back to Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Here once again are Dave Woloshin and Brett Norsworthy.
One last football note before we turn to the NBA. Our good friend Ron Tillery is going to join us, and that is the Washington football team is going to remain the Washington football team through 2021. So they're not going to.
Can you sell that logo?
I think you could. And you know what? And then they'll pick a name, and guess what? That'll be the third new thing they sell in a few years. They're on top of it. There is some NBA news today. The Pacers hired the Toronto Raptors assistant Nate Bjorkgren as their head coach. We'll see what Ron Tillery thinks about that in a minute.
I know nothing. It's just pure speculation on my part. I don't know that it would happen. It would be a difficult position. But what if Memphis, Mr. Fred Smith, founder, chairman, FedEx, I think you know who he is, everybody.
Yeah. If he bought the team?
If he bought the team, and when he needed a head coach, he hired Arthur Smith.
Wow. That would be cool. Would they call him the Express? Would it become
great,
the Washington Express?
Wouldn't it be great?
Maybe that's what they're waiting for.
I think that
we could start that rumor. It's a good rumor. I like that. Fred Smith buys the Redskins. They become the Express, and Arthur Smith is their head coach.
Before we start any rumors, I don't want to get a couple of those calls.
I don't want anybody to get mad at us, but we like that scenario. That'd be kind of a funny one, fun one.
We do. I was down today in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet returning the Equinox that I drove to Fayetteville and back, and it is loaded with new Silverados because it's Trucktober. Nobody with more new Silverado trucks than they have at All-Star Chevrolet, and you get the Trucktober thousands in cash off the price, up to $4,500 in cash back. And holidays, they're on the way. What a gift that would be. All-Star Chevy, they have got all the new 2020 Chevy SUVs and trucks with cash back deals in the thousands, real money in the thousands. The new 3-row Traverse, new Equinox, Impala, or Malibu all come with thousands in cash back for you. Chevy cash back for you. Remember, it's not Collierville or South Haven, not Mount Moriah, not Covington Pike. It's got to be Olive Branch. The certified pre-owned lot is full. Impalas, Malibus, Tahoes, and Suburban, everyone at All-Star. One job. Make sure you have more fun, get the best deal, and do it in record time. That sounds like three things, but that's one job. Find new roads to All-Star Chevy on Kraft Goodman Road or online at allstarautogroup.com. Beat any dealer's ad price any day at All-Star Chevrolet. Best financing for everyone.
Ron Tillery, the original beat writer of the Memphis Grizzlies, joins us now. What do you think of that hire? It's a lot like what Memphis did. They took Budenholzer's assistant. This guy, Bjorkgren, has been around Nick Nurse for a while. Is that a good hire, Ron Tillery? How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you guys for having me. I'm not going to hold it against the producer for not giving me my Bulls music.
Uh-oh.
But, but I can talk over it if he wants to do it for me.
Drew.
But you know what? I know I sound bougie and high maintenance, but I'm giving him a lot of opportunity to play it.
We're waiting. I mean,
his fingers are flying. His tongue is hanging out from exhaustion. He's
No,
trying to get to it.
When it gets to that higher, I'm just going to say this, Wolo, and Stat. Say their name. Damon Stoudemire, Juwan Howard, Patrick Ewing, Jerry Stackhouse. Say their name. You know, the reality is good for him for getting the job, but there's just so many young black coaches who have been told to do it a certain kind of way, and they just get passed over. And so all I say is say their name.
Yeah, and now the Pacers are saying that, or some are alluding that it might be financial. Those guys would take the same chance at financial.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm in no way saying hire somebody of color because they are of color, but I'm just saying we have often been told in that profession and my profession, and you know this, Wolo, just do it this way, and then it'll happen. And so when they say that guys jump the line, this is what it looks like. And so I'm not going to disparage the guy that gets the Pacers job. All I'm saying is say their name.
Right.
'Cause we know their name. We know Damon Stoudemire. We know Juwan Howard. We know Jerry Stackhouse. We know Patrick Ewing. We know these people who have put in the work. And the only opportunities they get is college.
Well, let's. You're right. I'm not disputing that. I'm just trying to think of all the changes that were made. So Nash got the Brooklyn job.
Billy Donovan moved to the Bulls.
Donovan.
Doc went to Philly.
Okay.
Tyronn Lue to the Clippers. And today Nate Bjorkgren.
That's the fifth.
Kind of on the cheap to Indiana.
Yeah.
Tom Thibodeau.
That's right.
Earlier
to the Knicks
in late July.
Right. So all I'm talking about, okay, we can talk about recycles, but when we talk about guys getting opportunities, like I don't even know who this guy is. Like so when you ask me what I think about the hire, I can't criticize it and I can't praise it because I don't even know who it is.
Did you know Taylor Jenkins before he got hired?
Hell no. I didn't.
Nobody
I had no
did.
idea who he was. All I know is that the guy that was the lead assistant in Milwaukee was not Taylor Jenkins. So that's the point I'm making. And it's not.
And Ron, you make a valid point because Steve Nash raised a lot of eyebrows with that loaded team that it appears he's walking into Brooklyn. Why not give somebody that's put in the time and the toil and the grunt jobs? Why not give them a chance to walk right to the Eastern Conference Finals?
I think I can tell you why, because I think that was a KD hire. I think Kevin Durant is the guy that hired Steve Nash.
Well, then who hired Nate Bjorkgren?
That was the general manager. That was not a superstar hire.
Well, I'm going to say what everybody's thinking. Who's listening to Ron Tillery right now? White privilege. Because Taylor Jenkins does not get that job without white privilege. And this guy who they just have hired in Indianapolis does not get that job without white privilege.
And the crummy jobs that JB's had.
Well, it's not a racist statement to make. It is just a statement upon what we are told. And I told you guys this at the start of the bubble. We are often told that you got to be 2 times as good. You got to be twice as good, and you got to put in the double the work. And all I'm saying is, when it comes to white privilege, it's about guys like these people jumping in line. Why does Jerry Stackhouse, why does Patrick Ewing, why does Damon Stoudemire, why do these guys who have played at a high level and who have coached at a high level have to go to college to get a job?
And for a long time, Lionel Hollins was on the receiving end of that, and now he's on the bench. He was part of the staff with the Lakers, and I know you have visited with him. You know Lionel's got to be furious at some of the line jumpers.
Well, the thing about it is, they put a lot of our experience and very intellectual black coaches on staff as an assistant. And I'm glad you brought him up, Stats, because I did talk to Lionel Hollins this week, and this virtual championship meant just as much as any other championship he's ever won. And so he won one as a player in '77 with the with the Portland Trailblazers. He went to two with the 76ers. He was an assistant coach on the staff with the Blazers. And so in total, he's been to 5 NBA Finals, and he's won 2. And he's ecstatic. I got a chance to talk to him. His son slipped into the house in the fourth quarter with a bottle of champagne and wanted this is a good story, wanted him to pour it over his head. And Lionel, he was being bougie, and he said, well, I didn't want to pour it over my head because I didn't want to mess up my floors. But it was nonetheless sweeter. So congratulations to Lionel.
Heck yeah.
Because, as you guys well know, longevity has its place. And for the Grizzlies to assassinate his character and to act as if that he was not an integral part of this franchise, I think it's criminal. And the fact that he's been on the board that assigns Hall of Fame nominations, the fact that he's been coaching is twice as long that he has played means something, and I'm happy for him.
Well, he is every bit as important as the core four for that era of Grizzlies basketball, in my mind. One thing I will speak on behalf of Nate Bjorken, and that is, and I'm looking at these different pictures, and I swear to you, I don't know what nationality he is. Okay, his name does not sound like it would be of minority, but so I can't tell that honestly. But I know this:
he ain't from Bed-Stuy, is he, Ron?
The dude started coaching in high school in 2004. He coached the Iowa Energy, the Dakota Wizards, the Santa Cruz Warriors, the Iowa Energy again, the Bakersfield Jam, and then in 15. So for the last 5 years, the guy has been an assistant coach in the NBA with Phoenix and Toronto. So I would say jumping the line is a little strong because he's paid his dues for 16 years, is either a high school coach, minor league coach, or an assistant in the NBA.
You know what? And Warlow, I don't disagree with you. I just think that for too long we've been told that this is what you have to do. And then when you do it, then you're not really considered seriously.
Yeah.
And so I'm not against the hire. Let's get that straight. I'm not. All I'm saying is he jumped the line when you got guys who have played in this league, who have put in the work as coaches and have done what they said. When I say they, I mean the establishment have said that this is what you got to do. And then you don't even get an opportunity. And I named off 5 to 6 guys who had to go to college just to get an opportunity. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, you hit home with me a grand slam when you mentioned Damon Stoudemire, because I don't know many guys that deserve that are more deserving of a shot than him. I don't know how aggressive he's been to try to get an NBA job. I know he was really aggressive at the collegiate level, and he's done a heck of a job at Pacific, and I'm amazed he hasn't gotten another job, honestly, Since
Well,
he
he
got that
loves the
one.
kids. He loves the kids. He loves the kids. I mean, fortunately for the people that go through Pacific, they have a guy like Damon Stoudemire. For the people who went through Rice, when Damon Stoudemire was a volunteer assistant, they had Damon Stoudemire. For the people who went through Memphis, like a Joe Jackson, they had a Damon Stoudemire. And so this guy knows the game, and I will promote him until the cows come home. This guy has been overlooked. He thinks outside the box, and he absolutely thinks about the turning these. You know, we always talk about leaders of men, but a lot of that stuff is just talk. When you until you get to know the person behind the coaching title. A lot of these guys are not leaders of men. They just know how to get the job. And I just feel bad for these guys who have put in the work, who don't get the opportunity. And it's not about anything other than the fact that they put in the work, and they should be afforded the same opportunities. When people say, and I know this is an uncomfortable conversation, when people say white privilege, you know what? Listen, I think Taylor Jenkins has done a great job with the Grizzlies. I get it. But how does he leapfrog these people I'm talking about?
You know what? I don't have the answer for that one. That should be a direct question to Robert Pera, who we found out today is worth $11.2 billion. And I wish he would come and chat with us. I would love to pick his brain and figure out why he does what he does. But, you know, that obviously has not yet been the case.
Ron, can you be with us next week? We didn't get enough in today. Can you join us again next week?
Oh, man. Listen, I could take up the next hour if you want me to. No, absolutely.
Because we want you back. I know the off season is hit, but there were a couple other things near and far we wanted to get to. And if you can?
Yeah, absolutely. Is there something you want to hit real quick? I'll hit it real quick.
No. We're going to talk to you next week. How's that? Because we are really out of time.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you, my friend. We appreciate
Very good.
it.
Thank you, Ron.
That is Ron Tillery, the original beat writer of the Memphis Grizzlies. He's brought to you in part by Homer Skelton Hyundai in Olive Branch, and, of course, that's Genesis of Olive Branch as well, with great product. There's a lot of reasons why I would steer you to the place that I do car business. One, the group's been together for 13 years. They work together so well to get you every advantage that you could possibly get in buying a car. That's why I say they've set the standard, the bar for the way car business should be done. And then there's the product. Look, Hyundai tied for the most number of top safety pick vehicles in 2020. There's a reason. The car that I now have, Sonata, that was named by Ward's Auto as one of their top 10 user experience list. Santa Fe and Elantra redesigned for 2021. They're about to come in. All these 2021s are coming in. And all these vehicles are so darn good that they are protected. They're durable. That's why you get a limited lifetime powertrain warranty up to 100,000 miles with all these new cars, and a 3-year, 36,000-mile maintenance package on every new Hyundai and every new Genesis. Please go see for yourself. They'll wow you. I promise you, you will be in awe. All you got to do is get on Lamar into Mississippi. It's Highway 78 when you're at State Line Road. Then turn left, and you'll be there at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. Back in a minute, it'll be time for Crunch Time.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Cold and flu season's here. It's time to make sure your family's stocked up on the products you'll need if somebody gets sick. Pick up the new Vicks DayQuil and NyQuil Severe, honey, cold, and flu medicines during your next grocery trip. DayQuil and NyQuil Severe Honey are a max-strength medicine with a great-tasting honey flavor, also available for sale at online retailers. DayQuil NyQuil Severe Honey provides max-strength cold and flu symptom relief for your worst cold and flu symptoms in a soothing honey flavor. Use as directed.
Water damage to your home or business can be an absolute nightmare. And the faster you remove the standing water, the faster you can prevent secondary damage. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services specializes in water extraction. They have been a trusted name in the Mid-South for over 20 years. They are a Memphis-based company ready to serve your needs with their 24-hour emergency response. They are always on call and will respond within an hour. They work with most insurance companies and are the official restoration contractor of the Memphis Tigers home team. Landmark Construction and Emergency Services can't prevent disasters in your home and at your business, but their water damage team will certainly respond quickly to minimize and restore the damage. Call 901-452-0390. That's 901-452-0390 or online at landmarkco.org.
Fall weather is hit, and James Davis is helping celebrate game day openers with 20% off all fall merchandise starting now until the end of October. Sports shirts, sweaters, active tops, perfect for those cool nights while we all now eat outside. All new 5-pocket brush cotton pants and tons of denim are now in stock. I now make all my clothes custom to get the right fit, and the Stant custom shirt and pant system with 3 measurements and the perfect fit within a week is a must-try because it's 20% off. It will completely change the way you feel in your clothes, and you still have to look good on Zoom calls. And the greatest deal on the planet, well, that's still the 2 Paul Batenley suits for only $7.95. Unheard of deals, only through October 31st. So I would get moving to James Davis Men's Store in the Laurelwood Shopping Center.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle up Penelope. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on over 800 new Buicks and GMCs, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 150 in stock. Sunrise has rustled up a good-looking herd of cars and trucks under $99.95. Ranch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help put your brand on one of these little fillies. Come on in and save some money during Western Trading Days at Sunrise. Covington Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville. Cars cost less at Sunrise, partner.
Welcome back to Sports Time on Sports 56 with Wallo and Stats. This hour of Sports Time is brought to you by DeSoto Auto Sales. Here once again are Dave Wolosian and Brad Norsworthy.
Final portion of our program brought to you by Brian Elder's Roofing Solution. We got rain coming, I hear, possibly Friday. We've had a bunch of rain. It's hurricane season, right? We're going to get a bunch of rain as they come up north. Here's the deal. Check your roof. Roofing's an essential emergency service, but we don't want it to be an emergency inside your home. So be proactive. If you haven't had your roof checked in a while, my friends, Chris Price, call him, or Brian Elder. They'll come out and they'll take a look around. And heck, you may have some weather damage you didn't even know, and insurance will take care of that. Let Brian Elder figure all that out. They only use the best products on the market. They provide their customers with what is, I think, the best warranty there is, which is no questions asked, which means they take care of everything for you, and they make sure you are satisfied. They have the latest technology and equipment. They like to brag they can check your roof from outer space, but the deal is they'll come out. It's even better if they do it in person. So do yourself a favor. Be proactive. Call my friends Chris Price or Brian Elder, 867-0303. That's 867-0303 for Brian Elder Roofing Solutions. All of a sudden, it's crunch time.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! This is for all the biggest crunch time.
You are looking live. In your life have you seen anything like that? Goodbye.
Boop! Choo!
What's happening, big dog? How you doing? It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin, this baby is over.
All one, odd two, odd three, hey!
Time for Taco Bell Crunch Time. Taco Bell, home of the crispy tortilla chips, topped with a double portion of either seasoned beef or shredded chicken, plus refried beans, nacho cheese sauce, reduced fat sour cream, guacamole, and a 3-cheese blend. Nachos Bel Grande, heaping portion of chips, topped with ground beef, tomatoes, beans, nacho cheese sauce, and a dollop of sour cream. Taco Bell, home to great food you get on your way home real fast, and they bring you crunch time every day. Dave learned today that 8 former players demanded $20 million from Iowa football. Iowa football turned them down. Now it's getting ready to get real ugly.
Yep.
Kirk Ferentz is not going to survive this, and that will mean only the 3rd different head coach in Iowa City since 1979. Shades Fry, Kirk Ferentz, and who will really want that job with all these accusations?
Well, that's true, and unfortunately, because we all believed Ferentz was a good and admirable guy, but you have how many different players have come forward that were involved in this? I mean, it is a lot to overcome.
Over different time periods, too.
And this is a culture that was, he's responsible for the culture that's there. Pretty hard to get past that. I learned today that Charles Barkley and Phil Mickelson are teaming up to take on Peyton Manning and Steph Curry in what will be the 3rd of the matches.
Barkley can't
3.
play at all.
Well, apparently he's taking some lessons or whatever. He guarantees he's going to win. So the match 2, was Phil and Peyton
against Tom Brady
and Tiger, right? That was, according to Turner, believe it or not, the highest-rated golf event ever to appear on cable TV. It doubled the rating of the Sunday coverage at the U.S. Open and the PGA Championship, according to Turner.
Wow. Could have done without the 2-game losing streak for Buffalo. Josh Allen, he appears to be bad again, but remember who the 2 teams. That was 2 really good teams that they lost to, Tennessee and to Kansas City. That was last year's AFC Championship game, by the way.
Right. Let's see, who have they got this week? I think they make a comeback this week.
Buffalo, I don't know.
They play at the Jets.
I guarantee
you they make a comeback. I guess I could have done without now all this internal bickering that's going on. They kept the issues at bay during the first 6 games, but now at least 2 Cowboy players have decided to break ranks. They told the NFL Network's Jane Slater the team's coaching staff is totally unprepared. Wow. They don't teach. They don't have any sense of adjusting on the fly. Another Cowboy player added, they just aren't good at their jobs. Wow.
That's a big check for Jerry Jones to write.
It is.
I mean, the guy's 6 games into a
you can't,
contract.
You can't do anything yet.
Keeping a close eye tonight on one of my favorite things ever when they're introduced to the line at the World Series. Tampa Bay Rays against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Rays pitching rotation and how aggressive they'll be against that prodigious Dodgers batting order. And can Randy Arozarena continue to be Mr. October? Buck and Smoltz on the call. That's symphonic in and of itself.
Who was the guy that was filling in for Joe while he did the football game in Game 7 of Tampa? And
I saw the name, last name Davis.
Tampa,
I wasn't familiar with him.
Yeah, something. He was good.
He was great.
He was really good. It helps. Smoltz is terrific. You know, I like John Smoltz.
Maybe Buck's best analyst. Save it for a high hard one.
Yeah. I'll tell you who I love, never gets the big games. I think he's one of your favorites, too, is Jim Cott.
Oh, I love Kitty.
I love listening
to him.
Love him
as a guy, too.
We got to thank Gabe Kuhn. We got to thank Brent Beard. We got to thank Jeff Moore, Bo Marchant, Ron Tillery. There's one guy tomorrow I can't wait to chat with because he's just a member of Titletown now, right? I mean, isn't that what they are in Tampa? TJ Reeves will be over the moon talking about the World Series. Can't wait to watch that tonight. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, same place. Thanks for listening, and have a great night, everybody.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day